Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1. 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 Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Hello and welcome to the Center Ice Arena in Harrington, where it's the Delaware Thunder and the Carolina Thunderbirds. It's the 4-35-1 Delaware Thunder against the 23-19-3 Carolina Thunderbirds. We want to welcome you inside the broadcast booth. As we get you inside the broadcast booth, now we're in the broadcast booth. Mike Basile alongside Jake Basile inside the broadcast booth. Delaware Thunder Pro Hockey on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. Jake, last night we talked about it a little bit before the game here. The third period, Delaware finds themselves in a 4-3 hockey game, 2 quick goals. Next thing you know, they're out of it.
It's something we've seen a few times this season. The Thunder go into the third period in those close game matchups, and they kind of let it slip away. I want the Thunder to get back to what I saw last weekend out of them. They went down, and each of those 3 games against Port Huron came out on top in 2 of them. They did lose that second game, but they were down 2-0 and came back. That's the fight. That's the resiliency I want to see. They've lost 8 one-goal games this season. They've lost 13 within 2, so it's a close game losses that have dictated this Thunder season. They need to find that resiliency.
Right, and looking at some positives from yesterday, because obviously there was. Coach Pence felt like this team played very good yesterday, and we agreed with that. That first line looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, Stevens jumping into the lineup, playing alongside Marker and Cangelosi. That's a tall task to ask of a new guy, for sure. I mean, those are 2 top gunners in this league, especially Ryan Marker. We're going to see a new face on that line tonight, as you mentioned, with Shane Morrissey. But I really liked what I saw out of Stevens. He pretty much created that Cangelosi goal that kicked off the Thunder scoring yesterday by putting all that pressure on Yuri Kostyuka. So I'm going to look to his speed tonight, and I'm going to be excited to see it.
Right, there's a lot to talk about. And on the other end, obviously, there's a couple players to talk about. There's one you like in particular.
I like Jacob Schnapp, number 6. You'll see him in the corners. You'll see him in front of the net tonight. And you'll see him go into a corner without the puck. Guess what he's coming out with?
The puck.
Oh,
I know it. And I look to number 20, Torrey McLean. Almost forgot his number. He's so big, you just look at him and you get terrified up here in the booth. Scored a goal last night, throws the body around. You know he'll drop the gloves if he has to. Torrey McLean is a big problem and could be a big problem again for this Thunder team. Flipping back over to the hometown Delaware Thunder, who's your player to watch tonight?
Talked about him on the phone last night at about 2 in the morning, Joe Devaney. He's my guy, number 19. Put on a display last weekend, scored one of the nicest goals I've seen all season long, put up 6 assists last weekend, tallied another one last night, expecting a big game out of him. How about you?
Joe Devaney was a great pick. I go back to who we just talked about, Shane Morrissey. This guy was huge in those 2 out of 3 weekends against Port Huron. Not having him last night obviously hurt. Having his smarts in the lineup tonight is going to be huge. Very beneficial for this Thunder team. Mike Basile, Jake Basile on the call tonight. Delaware Thunder Pro Hockey on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. And before we get started tonight, we have a special check presentation. So I'd like to send it over to our CEO and president, Charles F. Penn Sr.
On behalf of the Delaware Thunder Professional Hockey Club, the first responders tonight, I'd like to bring Chief Norm Barlow out, who is retired after 33 years, and he's a personal friend of mine. He's now the city manager. And to the fans and players, the city of Harrington has been so good to us over the years, and the least we can do is give back. So this check to you, Norm, in the amount of $2,055 from the Delaware Thunder. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please continue to stay rise as our national anthem is performed, sponsored by the Delaware State Lottery. Performing tonight's national anthem, Samantha Collins.
Very good, sir. Hello and welcome inside the broadcast booth. Delaware Thunder Pro Hockey on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. Let's get a look at Chris Paulin in the cage for the Carolina Thunderbirds. As we look to our other end, it's once again number 1 Trevor Babin. No change in goal, Jake, as these two teams square off. And what do you expect to see in the first couple minutes of this one?
Well, I hope to see some aggression out of the Thunder. They played a solid game yesterday. Coach Penn's, like you said, liked their effort, liked the way they out-hit the other team. They didn't take the lead in the shot column, but it was a narrow gap, and I want to see the Thunder go off with a bang here. They have their top gunners out there, so why not kick off the game right?
Delaware Thunder Pro Hockey, Mike Basile, Jake Basile on the call tonight. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, randomness tuning in. A very common sight there, as he even made a joke about the scoreboard, which we had up early. Hockey's underway here at the Thunderdome as Meyer picks it up in the neutral zone. Spins off a man, that's Cangelosi, but he gave it away to Shane Morrissey, who we touched on in the open. Basie right wing side, chips it in deep. Meyer behind his net with it. Chips it up the near wall where Cangelosi tried to play it forward, but Meyer was having none of that. Meyer, right wing side. Big guy can wheel through the neutral zone. Rose by McKay, centering pass, and Babin has to be alert and make a good save on the first shot of the night. Tommy Cardinal pushes it back behind the net. There's Jake's player to talk about pregame, trying to work it forward, but instead it's Ryan Marker out right wing side. Marker chips it towards Paulin. Paulin just throws it to the corner, and we've had 45 seconds of action.
Talk about a big save, needing Trevor Babin to come up big early. That's Dawson Baker, one of the top guys on this Thunderbirds team. Babin has to be alert early.
Morrissey picks up the puck after the shot from Bedard goes to the corner. He steps in, makes a play. Grebenikov poked it back to his teammate, and now Carolina will start out as it's been a whistleless first. Devaney's got Morrissey in front, but the puck rolled on him, and he couldn't do anything with it. As now the Thunderbirds are out the other way. It's John Butita. He's dangerous right wing side. Butita to the circle. Save Babin, sits loose in the blue paint just for a second, and we get a whistle.
Andrusenko was open there. Devaney picked up that blind drop-off pass, had Andrusenko waiting for it, and the puck just rolled off the tip of his blade. Could have been a tap-in for Andrusenko if it got there.
It could have been, as now we'll have a face-off to the left of Trevor Babin, who looks big in that cage tonight with that all-black mask as well, as Devaney picks it up on the far side of the ice. Noah Wild pushes it forward. Andrusenko wanted it in the neutral zone. He poked it free, but it came to Cody Oakes. Now it's Gus Ford, the always dangerous Gus Ford. A couple goals in the third period last night. There's Kyle Stevens picking it up. He gave it away to Butita. Butita rims it back around behind the net. Picked up there where Gus Ford finds it. Ford got Butita in front. Instead, he goes to Oakes at the point, who puts it right into the chest of Babin, and he gets a whistle. No problem there for Trevor Babin.
Saw that one all the way. No Thunderbird presence directly in the eyes of Trevor Babin. Good job by the Thunder clearing those guys out. And Gus Ford, like you said, always dangerous. Scored 2 big ones yesterday. They're going to need to shut that line down tonight in order to have a chance.
They definitely will. And there's Dabari on the ice. My apologies, that's Kyle Kazeroid. Dabari will be wearing number 12 tonight, as he was not in the lineup last night. Kyle Kazeroid was in the lineup last night. He's centering this line as, Lucchese put it on his own goaltender. Not something you want to see. Laporte off the near half wall, gave it away to Meyer. Meyer working over Basie here as he pushes it behind the net. Daniel Martin finds it there. Noah Wild not afraid to throw the body around. Everybody knows that, as Wild and Martin collide at the near wall. Puck comes up the far side where Alex Basie picks it up. He wears the A for this Thunder team. Chipped out to the neutral zone, and here comes Lucchese. Bouncing puck ends up back in Thunder ice as these two teams go back and forth now with a couple turnovers each way. McKay out of his own zone with it. That pass misses everybody, not going to have the legs for an icing, so Campaign picks it up behind his net. Left wing side, it looked like some interference there by McLean, but Campaign's got speed through the neutral zone. Campaign gains Thunder ice, goes cross ice, got it to Baker, far corner, and he chips it behind the net. Give away to McKay, and Babin just covers for a whistle.
Not a ton of pace to this early game. Lots of whistles, lots of just ping-ponging it back and forth. Nothing sustained here. Still the biggest chance of the night came, just 15 seconds in. Dawson Baker's point-blank try on Babin.
That was your grade A chance of the night thus far as this faceoff comes to the right of Babin. Shot never got through. The rebound rung off iron. Schnapp had it. Now it's back out to the point. Campaign. Schnapp had a rebound, and he covers for a whistle. Now he's on top of Babin, and here we go. A brouhaha in front of Trevor Babin. Schnapp still on top of Babin. Campaign and McKay getting into it. I think Moritz is in there as well, as things have heated early in this one. That's Cardinal and Moritz on the far side. Morrissey ripping Schnapp off of Trevor Babin, and that's the bad blood we were expecting.
Oh, remember about 15 seconds ago when I said nothing was going on?
Yeah.
Oh, so much for that.
Yeah.
We saw Schnapp give Babin a tap there. I don't know how intentional that was for him to end up on top there. Seemed like 2 guys, I believe that was Basie and Schnapp there locked up as the other 2 guys were wrestling. But Babin looks no worse for the wear. Had to make 2 big saves there, one from the low slot and the rebound there. Babin got down low, got that one too. So it's been the Trevor Babin show in these first few minutes of tonight's game.
And Babin got the worst of anything there as Schnapp ends up on top of him.
I wouldn't want a 6'2", 205 Jacob Schnapp on top of me.
No, most definitely not. Faceoff looks like it will be coming into the neutral zone, which the Thunder will like. We've played 3 minutes in this contest as it's gone back and forth. Reminder, it's you buy it, we sign at night, so we'll stick around. Looks like we're going to play 4v4 now, the refs are saying. The way things have gone, which will benefit Carolina just a bit here. They've been the quicker of teams here, so it's Schnapp and Moritz in the box, the 2 guilty parties that started the whole fight. Now it's the Thunder in their own zone. Shane Morrissey got a touch. He passed it over to Bedard, and Bedard right through the neutral zone just chips it in, but Pastuca cuts it off there. Oh, Cardinal ran into Shane Morrissey on the way out of the zone, so Pastuca spins back into his own zone. Yuri Pastuka out of his own zone, lost it as Carolina's having a bit of trouble with the bouncing puck early in period one. Out of the zone, it's Pastuka. Chips it forward, and Carolina's to the attack with Tommy Cardinal. Back to Pastuka! Good defensive play by Bedard. Stick came out of his hand, and Myers got a ton of time, and Cardinal's all alone in front. He tipped it off the stick of Babin, who's been alert and equal to all the tasks thus far. Tie up in the corner, and we get a whistle. Not sure why. Faceoff's coming out of the zone.
They get Basie for a penalty there?
No, faceoff's out of the zone. Maybe hand closed on the puck there by Tommy Cardinal.
4-on-4 hockey here seems to benefit the Thunderbirds. They have controlled possession for the duration of it thus far, and looks like we're going to see that dynamic duo of Butita and Ford out here in 4-on-4. Thunder going to have to be sharp.
Well, Gus Ford is one of those guys, much like Tyler Jurich on Binghamton, gets to the soft spot and has such a lethal shot that you always got to be scared where it's going to end up, because most of the time it's behind your goalie. Noah Wild up to Tristan McKay as the Thunder use their speed to get through the neutral zone here. 1:05 to go in 4-on-4 play. Cross-ice pass. Nobody home in a white jersey. And out the other way come the Thunderbirds. There's Powell. As Ford knocks it down. Gus Ford bumps with Noah Wild there. And the puck comes all the way through. Powell takes a bump. Comes through to Butita. Butita waits. Works it in front. Gus Ford absolutely robbed by the blocker of Trevor Babin. Compain out at the point with it. He chips it down low. Compain picks it back up at the point. Got a great pass. Now they fire one off the stick of Trevor Babin. Gus Ford behind the net with it. Ford waits. Centers one. Nobody home. Powell reaches for it. It's a good keep at the blue line, but Oaks, Compain came in and out.
Right call there by the linesman. That was awfully close. And talking about awfully close, how about those two tries by the Thunderbirds? That first one down low on the ice. Trevor Babin got the pad there in time, flashing it right in front of Gus Ford, who we talked about potted 2 last night for his 30th of the season, one of the top scorers in this league, and the top scorer for the Thunderbirds, robbed by Trevor Babin.
Trevor Babin's been great in the crease for Delaware this evening. We've only played 4:31, but for Trevor Babin, I'm sure it seems like we played a bit more. There's Chase Dabari, his first shift for the Thunderbirds. It's Alex Basie. Moves it over to Andrew Sanko. He's interfered with in the neutral zone. They say play on. Thunder bench looking for a call. They won't get one. Daniel Martin played it in the skates of Dabari, and out the other way is Joe Devaney. Devaney left wing side to the attack, working on Grebenikov. Nothing there. Tie up there as this puck's poked back behind the net. Grebenikov spun into the boards by Devaney. Play on, and out of the box is Schnapp, and Dabari's in by himself. Getting back was Laporte and Basie to make sure nothing came of that. But Dard tries to clear it up the near side. He can't work it out. This contest has been physical as could be, and Schnapp tries to poke this one towards the net. Out to Martin, blocked on the way through, and rolls wide of the cage. Schnapp and Laporte tie up. Schnapp wins that battle. That's what we talk about with him. Jarrett Meyer finds the loose puck. He looks for space. Nothing now. Thunder aren't given much. Daniel Martin out at the point. Not much danger there. Now Meyer finds a dangerous place to shoot, and he shoots it into the glove of Babin. Blocks free for a second right at Babin's feet. Now out to the point it comes for Conway's shot. That's redirected by Devaney.
Good stick by Devaney. Active there. Alert on the play. Watched the puck. Reacted. Took care of that one.
And now Pastuka's out the other way. Here's Schnapp left wing side. Jacob Schnapp to the attack. Had it roll on him. And Nikita Andrusenko picks it up behind the net. Picked up by Kazaroid. Out to the point, Compain. Compain looking back toward Conway, nothing doing. Schnapp waits in front of the net. Conway looks for space. Goes down low. Moritz and Kazaroid tie up there. As this one comes out to Schnapp. Centering pass, nothing doing. All the way down it comes.
Thunder going to have to adjust to this. Carolina Thunderbirds forecheck right now, absolutely dictating the game. Schnapp, Martin, the two guys I've noticed so far, bearing down on those corners and coming away with a puck more often than not.
There's McLean, my guy from the open for the Thunderbirds. He chips it behind the net. Bedard tried to play it forward. Got it onto the stick of Lucchese, who chips it up the near wall, but the only one there is Oaks. Oaks, Kazaroid, cross-ice pass. McLean tied up from behind. Great defensive play by Marc-Antoine Brulette. Out the other way. Brulette right down Main Street, and the Thunder are offside, and we'll have our first media timeout. We'll watch Paulin skate off on the Delaware. Back here at the Thunderdome, the place you want to be tonight. You buy it, we sign it. Tomorrow's Family Day. Face-off one back to Cody Oaks, and Carolina's taking charge in this game. Scoreless where it matters, but they have a big shot lead. Here's Baker to the attack. Good pad save by Babin. That was a shot more for a rebound than a goal scored. Puck sits at the blue line. Back out it comes. As we have a big mix-up here at the red line now, but the puck ends up on the stick of Lucchese. Lucchese gave it away to Chase Dabari. Dabari's in left wing side. Dabari works to the front of the net. Babin makes the save, gives a quick peek behind him, but he's got it.
It's a great step up by Oaks at the Carolina blue line, which reversed course for them, allowed them to get in on the rush, catching the Thunder flat-footed, which got them that shot opportunity there. Lucchese had his head down. Oaks took advantage, got the puck back for the Thunderbirds there.
Yeah, and as we touched on a few things here, the shots on goal, like we said, Jake, in the Thunderbirds' favor, 12-2.
Yeah, and it's been obvious, and there have been a few good chances too. That's not just dump-ins and you know, looking for rebound shots like we saw just there. There were a few point-blank tries where Babin was the story.
Conway's shot broke the stick of Noah Wild. You see him just drop that stick as he goes, that's some money down the drain. Morrissey feathered it through to Cangelosi. It was a delayed offside anyway, as Paulin covers for the whistle.
The biggest loss of that shift was most definitely the stick. We know how those can run you up here.
Yes, Noah Wild's going to have to get a new one from the bench and probably be upset for a couple minutes until he gets right back over that. But deep, now they come out because of that delayed offside, Jake. Face-off will be in the neutral zone.
And Wild been playing defense a few of these games these last few weeks. Have you liked what you've seen out of him?
Noah Wild's been really good on that back end. He's not afraid to block shots. You know he's not afraid to throw the body around. And that's exactly what he's been doing.
And not always his normal position. We've seen him on wing most of the season, but wherever the Thunder need him, that's where Noah Wild will go. One of the unofficial leaders of this team. He's wore a letter throughout his career. He's the captain on the Apple Corps. He wore an A for his college school starting in his sophomore year, so a leader, Noah Wild.
John Butita behind the net as the Thunderbirds set up. Pass out to the point. Powell handcuffed. Marker plays it forward, and Morrissey's gone left wing side. Shane Morrissey to the attack. He shot it high and out of play.
That was not far off at all, just over the crossbar. Morrissey, was looking high, back the other way, found behind the defense. Didn't have a great angle, couldn't really penetrate the middle there, but was able to pull the trigger, get Goodwood on that stick, and didn't miss by much. Hopefully keeping the Thunderbirds a little more honest here, as that was the first great chance for the Thunder.
Face-off will be to the right of Paulin, and unfortunately for the Thunder, that won't even register as a shot on goal. Jarrett Meyer behind the net. Puck comes right back to Pastuca. Pastuca waits, plays it up the near side. Giveaway to Marker. He caught a stick up high. You see him throw his hands up there as Butita's out left wing side. John Butita looking for help. Got it in Gus Ford. Great move by Ford. Backhand in the skates at Butita, and it's shot just wide. Gus Ford finishes. Dan Cangelosi right behind the net. Butita tries to work it out to the point. He does. He's still got it, Butita. He takes a bump from Cangelosi. No worse for the wear. Ford all alone. Fires and scores. Gus Ford in the same dangerous spot as yesterday makes it 1-0 Carolina.
Way too much time for the Thunderbirds. We talked about the need for the Thunder to shut down this top line of Conway, Ford, and Butita. Butita finds Ford, something we've seen all season long. Butita loves that between the circles, high slot spot. He scored from there yesterday. Thunder need to start learning their lessons quickly. That's the 31st of the year by Gus Ford. Broke the franchise record for this Thunderbirds team with 30 yesterday. Add 31 to that counter now.
It's a big goal. It's the first of the game as Babin didn't have much of a chance on it. And now Daniel Martin's right back to the attack. Martin's shot blocked on the way through. It was by Noah Wild, no surprise. Wild now works Kazeroid over as the battle comes up the near side. Stevens tries to jam it by Grebenikov. He just pushes it forward with his hand, and this time he does poke it out of the zone. Grebenikov tried to send it right back in, but Stevens is giving him all he can handle here at the half wall. Now the puck rolls all the way back up to center. Tie up worked all the way back by Joe Devaney. Devaney walks in, fires it off the pad of Paulin and up and out of play. And Devaney gives McLean a bump after the whistle.
There's that creativity we talked about in the open. Joe Devaney, my player to watch tonight. Able to use that head fake, little pump fake there, drive to the middle, get himself some space where there was a defender right in front of him. Good work by Joe Devaney.
Yeah, we got to look at Paulin there in the cage as We flip it back to our main camp. Shot through traffic, blocked by McLean on the way through. The shot came from number 27, Alex Basie. Wild up the near side, knocked down by Stevens. Goes to Devaney. Devaney in front. Stevens tries to slide at 5-hole. Paulin had the answer.
Creativity of Joe Devaney shining right now.
McLean to the attack, right on Basie. He works, jams it off the pads of Babin. Rebound came right into the breadbasket of Babin as he makes a couple big saves. And Wild and Daniel Martin now exchange a couple shots.
No surprise there. Two guys on each side that like to mix it up. Daniel Martin, a big boy. Noah Wild, a big boy. And they're still exchanging words. Some friendly glances. But great creativity from Joe Devaney here. That line working well with Andrusenko, Stevens, and Devaney. Lots of speed on that line. Still chatting.
There's Devaney and McLean all the way to the bench. Here's Baker, Schnoop, and Cardinal.
Devaney took his sweet time getting off the ice there. Wanted to get every last word in.
Campaign through traffic. Babin didn't see it till late. Here comes Justin Laporte. Giveaway. Dawson Baker goes behind the net to Cardinal. Cardinal spins, comes back up to the half wall. Tried to get it through to Schnoop. Nothing doing.
Good defensive work there by Bedard.
Got Laporte back the other way. He tries to work it through. Bouncing puck comes to Powell. Got a penalty here. It's going to be an elbow, and I believe it's going to be Campaign going to the box.
Thunder to their first power play. Campaign, a little surprised it's him. But Thunder to the power play. They went 0 for 6 last night. They had a 5-on-3, which they didn't convert on. And you got to think if a few of those power plays went a different way, what could have happened in that and final score of the game?
Right, and the power play has been clicking of late against Port Huron. It was really dangerous. Now they get a chance to show how dangerous it could be, and I like Shane Morrissey at the left point here. 5 forwards, Jake. Andrusenko, Cangelosi, Marker, Devaney, and Morrissey.
Well, they're not putting defending as a priority on this power play, and I like to see that aggression out of the Thunder, maybe some desperation out of the Thunder to get back in this game as they feel the Thunderbirds are pulling this one away a little bit.
Devaney behind his own net, got the feed from Babin, and Morrissey gives him a touch pass right back. Drop pass to Marker. Marker through the neutral zone, now right wing side, he gains entry. Devaney looks for space, goes all the way around. Andrusenko's going to pick it up at the half wall. Nikita Andrusenko behind the net, Dan Cangelosi. Cangelosi walks out to the point, got it to Morrissey. Morrissey cross ice, Devaney. Devaney down low, Marker. Back up, Devaney and Morrissey. Look at these hatches. Back and forth we go. Out to the point once more. Morrissey down low, Cangelosi. Through traffic, put it towards the net. No problems at all for Paulin, and all the way down.
Same story as yesterday. Working too much to the outside. Need to find a way to penetrate the middle. Thunderbirds' penalty kill is great, but we're going to need to see some creativity of the Thunder here. I mean, that's 5 of their top gunners, all forwards. They're throwing all they have at the Thunderbirds, and they need to show more.
Giveaway, Butita's in. He's on a 2-on-1. Cross-ice pass, they score. Right on the doorstep, it's a beautiful finish by Schnoop.
Well,
and it's 2-0.
Tough giveaway there at the blue line. Butita to Schnapp. Schnapp, my player to watch. Certainly put on a show there. Buried that one right over the blocker of Trevor Babin. And the Thunderbirds scored a shorthanded goal last night. The Delaware Thunder, let up 2 shorthanded goals in Game 2 versus Port Huron last week. So needing to erase the mistakes on the power play here. This should be a chance to get your team back into it. Now the Thunder are looking at a 2-0 deficit here.
It's a great goal, too. It's the play by Butita where you have to respect the shot. And then all alone, side of the net, it's a tap-in. Nothing Trevor Babin could do as Grebenikov makes a great play away from the puck to poke it forward. And here come the Thunderbirds again. Schnoop right in on the backhand, back to the forehand. Oh, Babin said no, and Butita scores, but it's waved off. Basie making sure nothing comes of this.
Believe that's the right call there. Schnapp was not taken down. Fell himself into Babin. Left a rebound there that Butita just had every inch of the net to work with, but it's incredible work by Jacob Schnapp to create so much separation between he and the Delaware defense, and he put on a beautiful backhand forehand move. Babin down low in the splits, looking very athletic there to stop that one on the ice, and like we said, I believe the refs made the right call there.
As well, I think we should have our media timeout here, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that.
Looks like right back to the action.
Paulin was like me, saying media timeout, but we're not going to get one here. 30 seconds to the power play. 2-0 Thunderbirds here. Trevor Babin back up in his crease, getting reorganized here as he was run through a couple times already tonight, and Babin's got to keep his head here. It's a 2-0 game. He's kept his team in it. As we have another whistle, this one comes all the way down, and we'll get a new face-off, a new centerman, I should say, for the Thunderbirds.
And a new face-off.
And a new face-off.
It is a new face-off.
Well, we're not going to get our media timeout, as we should have. As we play on here in Delaware, Babin knocks it down. Devaney picks it up behind the net, and he starts right down Main Street. Delaware in dire need of a goal, and I know what you're thinking. It's only the first period, but they need one on the power play that only has 15 seconds left. Marker behind the net. He gave it away to Pastuca. Pastuca takes a slash from Ryan Marker, surprising. You don't usually see Marker let his emotions get the best of him. Andrusenko's going to work out of his own zone. The power play just expired, and Marker works it over to Morrissey. Morrissey, right wing side, drop pass Andrusenko. He has it poked away by Daniel Martin. Devaney with a good keep, looking for space down low. Two Thunder players collide. Powell and Cangelosi, a battle of the fives, find it here, and Cangelosi finishes into the boards. Powell with a couple good plays there. I love the way Marvin Powell's played early in this contest.
Big physical veteran defenseman there.
Dawson Baker right into the attack, slides it right through Babin, but no, Babin keeps it underneath his pads. It looked like he looked behind him, and Dawson Baker nearly made it a 3-0 game.
I don't know if anybody was too sure besides the people standing behind Trevor Babin. They knew that one didn't go in. Babin took a glance behind him, but managed to close those doors.
Media timeout.
You got to stop with the
Face-off will be to the left of Trevor Babin as the Thunder and the Thunderbirds play on at the Thunderdome. Dawson Baker and Brandon Lucchese in the dot. Face-off one back to Noah Wild. Noah Wild goes around Marc-Antoine Brulette. Pushes it through the neutral zone, knocked down by Conway. And now out the other way they come. Laporte slows things down right at the blue line, and he works things through center. Giveaway there as Grabenikov's to the attack. Grabenikov worked it over to Baker from one knee. Baker tries to spin one towards the net. Puck stuck to the ice.
That was a back check in the neutral zone by Declan Conway that allowed Thunderbirds to regain possession here.
Wild getting into it behind the net. That's Declan Conway. Look at Noah Wild. He's running wild out here. Puck goes behind the net. He plays it straight up and out of play. I believe that hit the glass first. They will say yes.
But that's a play you make when you're under a ton of pressure, and that's the situation the Thunder are in right now. They're getting pinned in their own end, having a tough time dealing with the speed of these Thunderbirds in those corners. It's where these Thunderbirds create their offense, where they make their money. And Basie and Powell getting into it in the center right there. Nose to nose as Powell skates off here.
Well, Basie's one of those guys who when things start to get a little bit out of hand, he's going to reel things back in. So we're watching him do that here. As Bedard spins it behind the net. Morrissey picks it up. Spun behind. Basie keeps it right there at the near corner. Devaney picks it up. Far half wall. Giveaway right at the line. As we go back into Thunderbird ice with Yuri Pastuca playing it forward. Tommy Cardinal chips it in past Basie. Devaney picks it up. And it's Bedard at the far side. Bedard up to Marker. Marker right wing side, pushes it forward, lost it at the red line. Good little move there by Tommy Cardinal. He lost it in his skates though, and Shane Morrissey shows him the moves back the other way. Meyer says no, and the cross ice pass goes to Ford. Gus Ford.
Reach by Jared Meyer has to make things so difficult on these Thunder forwards.
6'9", Now it's Butita over to Oakes. Haven't seen much of Cody Oakes tonight. Puck comes all the way out to the point. Shot by Meyer through traffic, who we just talked about. Patted away by Babbitt. Back out to Meyer. Good defensive play by Morrissey. He's in a foot race here. He does not win that foot race, but Bedard does. Bedard, right wing side, just stays on side. Morrissey. Quick shot right into the breadbasket of Paulin. And we get another whistle.
Had Marker calling for it there. Don't know if it would have got there in time. Morrissey opts for the distance shot. Paulin, no trouble, nothing in front of his eyes there.
Get a line change on both sides here. Faceoff will be to the left of Paulin. Tie up in the dot. As it comes away to Compain. Compain up to McLean. Tie up. Chipped right back behind the net. 2-0 game here. Thanks so much for joining us, as we always appreciate the support from the fans in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Grebenikov and Stevens tie up. Nikita Andrusenko steps in, gets bumped from behind by Kazaroid. And now it comes right back out to center. Laporte dumps it back into Thunderbird ice. 5:05 to play in period number 1. It's still a 2-0 Thunderbird lead.
Nothing sustained here for the Thunder offensively. Just a lot of chipping, chasing, and having to deal with the Thunderbirds breakouts.
Powell's shot goes wildly over the cage. McLean behind the net. McKay forced the turnover. McLean played it back into space where Nikita Andrusenko is going to skate into this one. Andrusenko left wing side. Turns on the Jets through the neutral zone. Tried to work by Pastuca. Had it poked away. Paulin sent the net for a ride with 4:34 to go. We'll get a media timeout. We'll take a short break. More Thunder Hockey when we return. Back here at the Thunderdome. Lucchese's line out for the Thunder. Face-off won by the Thunderbirds. Schnapp leaks behind the defense as he's looking for the pass. He gets a touch into Thunder ice. Basie kept it there. Schnapp and Basie tie up right here at the blue line, and Schnapp plays it forward.
So strong, so hard to knock off the puck. Schnapp on his edges, and here he is in the corner again.
Yeah, when he's got it in the corner, he's ever so dangerous. Schnapp gives a reverse hit on Alekin, and he got the worst of it. Cardinal behind the net, centers it out to Baker. Baker, great move to the backhand. Couldn't get it going towards the net.
Boy, can he get those mitts going. Scored a beautiful breakaway goal there. Look at that hit by Wild.
Noah Wild absolutely finishes Dawson Baker as Brulette spins back behind the net.
That's what you got to do. These Thunderbirds forwards are way too comfortable in the Thunder zone right now, and that's a great job by Noah Wild to take away that time and space, not only shutting down the offense for the Thunderbirds, but taking down one of their better guys while doing it.
That puck off a light up on top of the Thunderdome, and that's good for a whistle with 3:43 to go in period 1. And we talked about Schnapp a bit in the open, and he was absolutely phenomenal last night as well. Guy who's not afraid to go to the net, very gritty player, and he's got a ton of skill as the points keep adding up for him.
Just 21 years old, has 31 points, came here straight from junior. Look out.
Marker with a quick shot that goes off the toe of Paulin. As that one bounces forward, Gus Ford works it out to Conway. Conway up to Butita. Bouncing puck ends up right on the stick of Joe Devaney. And Devaney comes out the other way. Devaney worked it over to Marker. Marker through traffic off the blocker of Paulin, and he's not going to take any chances. He couldn't cover up, but he knocked the net right off its moorings with 3:13 to go.
Second time that net has spiraled away from Chris Paul and plays very deep in his crease, as you can see, and That's one of the consequences of a goaltender who plays with that style. Second time, he's just been backing up and ran into one of the pegs there, knocked it off.
Paulin having some trouble there, and you see he's frustrated too with it, as these two teams are pretty even after those couple goals. I mean, we've seen back and forth each way.
Yeah, I've liked the chance the Thunder have managed to generate. The top two lines have looked very good here, and here is the top line with an ozone draw here, a good chance to make something happen.
That one was poked away from Morrissey before he had it in a dangerous spot. Good play by Basie to make sure Ford couldn't get to the puck, but Conway does anyway. Over to Pastuca, backdoor Ford. Oh my, that would have been pretty. Morrissey out the other way. Ryan Marker right down Main Street. He tries to send it back to Morrissey. Gets to him in the corner. Now he waits and just chips it to where only Meyer could play it. He's wearing the wrong color jersey.
It was Morrissey flying back on that back check there, getting a stick down low, deflecting that one away. It was a 3-on-1 before he got there.
Meyer with that hard shot. No surprise with that 6'9" frame as he shoots it just over the cage. Cody Oakes back out to center where John Butita picks it up. Butita left wing side, looking for somebody in front of the net, was trying to find Conway, but the puck rolled in on Babin, and we get a save. Noah Wild finished Butita. They have a little chat, and the linesmen make sure nothing comes of this.
Noah Wild, perhaps the most noticeable Thunder player aside from Trevor Babin so far, just because he's one of the few guys that are getting in the face of these Thunderbird forwards right now. He's laid a few big hits, blocked a few big shots, and he looked awfully comfortable in that defense position.
Face off to the right of Trevor Babin. As we have a tie up here. And the puck comes out to Justin Laporte, who's taken down from behind. They say no call, stick on stick. Andrusenko to the attack. He waits. Backdoor Laporte. Oh, Paulin flashed out the pad and made a phenomenal save. Out the other way. Here come the Thunderbirds. Martin going to the net. McLean tries to find him, and he wires it well over the cage. Laporte picks it up. Here comes Andrusenko. Back and forth we go. Nikita Andrusenko has the Jets turned on. Victor Grebenikov made a great defensive play. Andrusenko taken down. Penalty coming to the Thunderbirds. Stevens through traffic, blocked on the way through by Powell, who we talked about how good he's been. That's another reason why.
Thunder to the power play here, a direct result of them starting to change the way this game has been played. Look at them go north-south there. That was Nikita Andrusenko, your guy from last week. You loved talking about him last week. Had 2 game-winning goals, created that chance for Justin Laporte. I don't think he got as much on that shot as he wanted to. It didn't really leave the ice too much, but now the Thunder have a power play looking to right the ship that was going in the wrong direction before letting up that shorthanded goal.
Well, we talked about Nikita Andrusenko, as you said, and he's been an absolute great find for this Thunder team. He's fast, he's physical, he can score. He had a huge weekend against Port Huron, and he's looking to turn it on this weekend against the Thunderbirds as Powell sends it 200 feet.
Like we said, 2 game-winning goals for him last week, including an overtime winner, Nikita Andrusenko, finding a role for himself on this Thunder team.
This is Shane Morrissey. He works it out to Ryan Marker, right wing side. Marker throws it towards the net. Paulin watches it float wide. Andrusenko goes behind the net where Marker rims it all the way around to Devaney. Joe Devaney out to Morrissey. Morrissey fakes the shot, works it over to Brulette. Back to Morrissey, one-timer off the glove of Paulin and just over the cage. Devaney finds it. He looks for space, got Marker. Marker back to Devaney. Brulette wants it back door, goes to Morrissey. Morrissey waits, looks for space for himself. Schnapp goes down to block the shot. Bouncing puck ends up on the stick of Ryan Marker. Brulette back out at the point. Now it's Marker, top of the left circle, looking for space off the head of Paul, and that's a big save.
Had Paulin going the wrong way there, fighting through a screen.
It was the screen of Marvin Powell. Now it's Ryan Marker with it. Works by Schnapp. Little tie up here. Pastuca working over Andrusenko, but he got the puck out to Marker. One-timer Morrissey. Oh, the stick broke on him. That's not great. Now Devaney rims it all the way around. Brulette picks it up here. Marker tried to play it. Nobody home. The Thunderbirds are in the midst of a change, and Stevens comes off the bench and has some time.
Stevens in relief of Morrissey here, whose stick exploded upon contact there.
Ryan Marker goes for a tour of Harrington. He picks up the puck, works to the slot, fires it off the pad of Paulin. That was a dangerous little scoring chance, and Stevens sends it back behind the net to Marker. Marker worked over by Meyer, tried to leave it off to Lucchese. Nobody home. Lucchese one last towards the front of the net, nothing doing. He played it out to the point, and the Delaware Thunder will have 14 seconds of power play time after 1 period of play. 2-0 Thunderbirds on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. You're listening to Thunder Hockey. What? Delaware Thunder Pro Hockey on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. Jake, we talked about it in period one. The attack of that top line from the Thunderbirds. Who scores the first goal? Gus Ford.
Yeah, like we expected. We talked about it in the open. That line, Conway, Butita, and Ford, the 1-2 punch of the Thunderbirds offense. It's Butita and Ford. Ford with his 31st of the year. Way too much space in that high slot. We saw him score a goal there yesterday. We saw him score a goal off the rush yesterday. He could score from just about anywhere. But by the end of the period, the Thunder looked to settle in a little bit, but it was a Thunderbirds period for sure, as evident by the scoreboard.
Right, and you know who had a great period? My apologies. It's Jacob Schnapp. My apologies. Had a little trouble with that in period number one. My apologies to Jacob, obviously, as he played a phenomenal period one.
Well, I have never seen a player go into those corners every single time without the puck and come out with it. He wins those battles. He shrugs off hits. The way he drives the net is excellent. He scored a goal driving the net on a shorthanded try. He plays on the power play. He plays on the PK. He's a 5-on-5 possession monster for this Thunderbirds team, and boy, did he play well out there that period.
He was really, really phenomenal as we touch on this Thunderbirds team that has been good tonight. In the other end, it's still the Trevor Babin show, as we touched on. We talked about how good he's been, and tonight, no different.
Couldn't blame him for either of those goals. Gus Ford in the high slot and a backdoor tap-in for Jacob Schnapp. Nothing a goaltender can do about either of those. He's taken a beating. He's under siege tonight, both in terms of shots on goal as well as he's had a few guys land on top of him today. First off, Jacob Schnapp, a 205-pound gentleman. Don't want that guy leaning on top of you. Not easy to have these guys bearing down on top of you in that crease area. But Babin's handled it well, and he's going to need some support from his defenders defending the house here, and he's going to need some goal support here. Thunder ending with a pretty impressive power play. Didn't get a goal, but got a lot of forward progress, a lot of motion towards that net. They'll have 14 seconds to work with, but they need to work on beyond that.
Shots on goal, 21-13 in favor of Carolina. The goal scorers in period one, Ford and Schnapp. Those are your goal scorers, period one. We'll be back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. We appreciate you joining us. Mike Basile, Jake Basile, as these two teams will be battling on into period 2 when we return. And Jake, keys to success to period 2. We'll start with the Thunderbirds, who already have a 2-0 lead.
Well, for them, they don't have to change a lot. They are hammering down on that forward check, and that is their identity. They create so many chances by freeing up pucks. They don't need a slice and dice like that top line does of Ford, Butita, and Conway. They can create offense in any single way, and they've been doing that. So as far as the Thunderbirds go, the game plan, stick with it.
Exactly what they have to do. For the Delaware Thunder, on the other end, obviously trailing 2-0, gave up a shorthanded goal. How can they right the ship?
Well, it's no easy task, but they're going to need to handle that forecheck. They're going to need to get crisper on those breakouts, be able to activate their forwards in the neutral zone, hit them in stride. Too much flat-footed action for the Thunder. We saw them start to put it together at the end of the period there. Nikita Andrusenko especially setting up that try by Justin Laporte. Saw some creativity out of Joe Devaney and Ryan Marker as well. Going to rest on the shoulders of their guys to get their team back into it.
Right, it's the Thunder and the Thunderbirds. We'll take a real short break because when we return, it's second. Back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. As always, we love to know where you're tuning in from. We have a great time seeing where our fans are, whether you're a Thunder or a Thunderbird fan. It's always fun to see where you're watching from. We've seen some fun responses, so it does make us happy to see where our fans of the Federal Prospects Hockey League are at as both teams make their way back on to the ice. There's Trevor Babin leading out the Delaware Thunder, and on the other side it's Chris Paulin leading out the Carolina Thunderbirds. We talked about a few keys to success to this period. What about a player you want to focus in on this period?
Well, I started the game with Joe Devaney, and I still believe Joe Devaney is the guy to look for, but Shane Morrissey really impressed me that period. So did Nikita Andrusenko. I saw him as perhaps one of the most dynamic Thunder forwards, able to generate some offense using his speed and skill over the blue line throughout the neutral zone. He's going to be a crucial guy. We talked about him, how important he was last weekend. And I'd like to see the D get a little more activated into the offense here. A guy like Basie's put up some good points this year. J.C. Moritz, I want to see more involved in offense. So it's going to take a wholesale effort, not just one guy, but those are some crucial members of this squad.
It's the Thunder and the Thunderbirds at the Thunderdome on You Buy It, We Sign It night. And tomorrow's Family Day. With an adult ticket purchase, children get in for free. That's a pretty good bargain on a Sunday afternoon. So we hope to see you here at the Thunderdome as these two teams really giving each other a tough task tonight. Fights, battles in front of the crease, just a lot going on.
Yeah, Trevor Babin's had a front row view to quite a few of those scrums. Hoping to see more of this period down at the end of Chris Paulin, where Trevor Babin was last period.
Right, as we just get the 20 minutes up on the clock, and It hasn't started running yet, but wow, that was a quick puck drop to that as Marker's in right away. Drop pass, Andrusenko to the net. Paulin got a piece, and he was run into by Cangelosi. Not sure if any rebounds would have counted. Uh-oh, tough step up by the Thunder defense, but Devaney's back as there was no real defenseman on the ice on the end of the power play there, Jake.
Yeah, Devaney needed to be alert there. It was Nikita Andrusenko caught flat-footed. He's the one who had that chance there. It was Paulin coming out and challenging, but Devaney able to clean up a mistake there.
Yeah, the Thunder are right back in with aforementioned Nikita Andrusenko as he goes behind the net with it. Andrusenko drops it off to Marker, and yes, I've been working on my vocabulary as Marker goes out to the point.
Aforementioned.
Shot blocked on the way through by Andrusenko.
Didn't know you knew that many syllables.
It's a tough word, but we're working here. Marker behind the net. Frost-ice pass. Oh, he had Cangelosi wide open backdoor. Couldn't feather it through. McKay's shot went wide of the cage. Andrusenko tried to poke it back out in front. Jarrett Meyer was having none of it. Now the bouncing puck ends up on the feet and the stick of Dan Cangelosi as he kicked it right to himself.
This is the pressure the Thunder need here. All three forwards in on the action. We saw Tristan McKay getting involved too, and this will look like it'll be an icing here. So more pressure for the Thunder possibly incoming.
18:45 to go in period two as back and forth we go. A lot of fun here so far tonight.
Nikita Andrusenko, the catalyst of a few offensive tries that shift. He was working on a much bigger Jarrett Meyer behind the net there, but handled him just fine. And you get a good look at that 6'9" D-man back there, part of the Red Wings development camp. So this guy's got a lot of talent to back up that size.
Faceoff was to the left of Paulin, and it's a quick breakout for the Thunderbirds, led by Declan Conway. Conway, cross-ice pass, was looking for Gus Ford, but J.C. Moritz got a piece. Back behind the nets it comes. Declan Conway finds it. He's pinned against the boards by Basie. He throws his arms up as to say, where's the call here? Butita slows things down, goes behind the net. Conway finds it. Conway looking out to the point, looking for some help. Got it in Butita. Butita cross-ice pass. Campaign shot was blocked by Laporte. He needs to find a way to get it to the neutral zone. Brulette was in free if he did. Moritz makes a good play to make sure Campaign can't center the pass as these two tie up and the physicality continues.
Thunder doing a good job of keeping this top line to the outside here. Didn't see the ton of that this first period, but they'll need it here.
Baker out of the corner, looking for a friendly stick. Powell was cutting to the net. Shot ends up in the glove of Babin. Bob's free, and he makes an unbelievable save with the right pad. Trevor Babin take a bow in the Thunder crease. Another huge save as the first shot, Jake, I don't even believe he saw. Brulette's leaking behind the defense. Pass can't find him. No icing as it hit the skate of a Thunderbird player on the way through.
It was Powell pinching through the zone there to get that rebound try. He did. Babin got the rest of it.
Cardinal gave it away to Morrissey. Morrissey in the skates of Brulette. Backhand poke towards the net. And Lucchese jams it home. Brandon Lucchese right on the doorstep. And the Thunder cut the lead in half.
Well, I said at the beginning of the period, we need to get action down by Chris Paulin. Crash that crease. That was a two-man effort. Morrissey and Lucchese in front of that net, all over Paulin. Unable to track that on Lucchese, the first man to see that rebound, tap it home, and we got a hockey game here, folks.
He's not going to get a point, but Charlie Bedard was on the ice for that goal, and he seems like every time you see him, good things are happening the Thunder way.
I think he's added a much-needed puck-moving presence on that Thunder blue line, and I don't just say that because he's a Long Island boy like us.
And I want to point out that that save by Trevor Babin led right to the scoring chance the other way. Trevor Babin made a grade A save, and back the other way, the Thunder score. And the Thunder are right back to the attack. Marker's going to try to beat Pastuca to this puck, but Yuri Pastuca makes a good play behind the net to make sure Marker can't get to the puck. Martin plays it back out to center as the Thunderbirds are to the attack with Kyle Kazeroid, and Babin says no. Trevor Babin makes the tough one look easy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and that was a big one there. Noah Wild stepped up. It was chipped by him, and they needed that save right there to keep this momentum as this building has come alive.
McKay at the boards, fresh off a change, threw it in off Cangelosi, who was well offside, and we get another whistle.
Well, the Thunderdome is roaring right now. Exploded after that goal. Love to see a hard-working goal. The pretty ones are fun too, but we like the greasy ones too, and that was definitely one of those. Hard work for the Thunder as they have dictated the pace for this 16:35. And Babin giving them a chance to get back into this one.
Well, the greasy goals count the same as the fancy ones. As cliche as it sounds, it's true. There's Victor Grebenikov. He wears number 13 for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Theveny gets a shift with Stevens and Andrusenko as these two work well together. To the attack are the Thunderbirds. Bit of crafty play there from Cody Oakes. Babin picks up the puck. They try to go back to Oakes, but Gus Ford's gonna have some time to skate out of the corner with it. Out to the point, Chase Dabari puts one off the skates of Butita, comes through to Alex Basie, and Stevens plays it up to Devaney. Devaney can't poke it by Grebenikov. Grebenikov stepped into by Basie. Great play by Grebenikov from his back to push it behind the Thunder net. Dabari ties up with McKay. He got it free to Andrusenko. Andrusenko, nobody in a black jersey, so they give it to Compain. Compain, back down low, Dabari. Dabari up to Compain. Great move to get by Stevens, and he shot it in the glove of Babin, who dropped it free, poked it right back out, but the Thunderbirds still maintain possession. Dabari, great move, oh my, threw it off the post. Rebound, Butita's got it behind the net. Back to Dabari in his skates, out to the point. Powell tipped out of play. Oh my, the Thunderbirds were buzzing there.
Looked like Compain got a piece of that one that was tipped out of play, but that was the shift the Thunderbirds needed to reestablish somewhat of a chokehold there. Tons of pressure established. Compain so activated. Cody Oakes, the guy you said didn't see a ton of ice time in that first period. Well, he made his presence known there. That was a fantastic shift by him to kick off. Great move around a Thunder defender in the neutral zone. Creativity out of him.
Meyer to Pastuca. Pass wasn't in a shooting area, so he couldn't do much with it. Pastuca had his shot blocked by number 16, Ryan Marker. There's O'Reilly getting a shift at defense, as we've seen him on forward yesterday and helping on the back end tonight as we get a whistle here.
Good step up by Pastuca to take away time and space from Ryan Marker. Not easy to do, but something that defenders need to do to keep the Thunder quiet, as a lot of that offense generates through him. 70 points on the year.
It's been good hockey here. It's Baker, Schnapp, and Cardinal. Cangelosi, Morrissey, and Marker. Baker forces a turnover. Baker tries to go between the legs of Bedard, but he's been too good this weekend for that.
I think Bedard's seen that one before.
Oh, maybe once or twice. O'Reilly has it centered away. Not sure what got Baker up high. Was it the puck or a stick?
Puck there.
He appears to be okay, and Cangelosi just absolutely hammers it into the glove of Paulin. And spilling out into the boards in the corner was Meyer. Cangelosi finds the puck on his stick, spins it towards the net. Paulin watches it float just wide. Bedard out of the corner in front, and did you see Paulin just engulf that? Media timeout. We'll be back on the Delaware Thunder. Back here at the Thunderdome, 2-1 hockey game. Lucchese in the dot, the goal scorer for Delaware. This one won way too clean by number 77. Comes all the way back into Thunder ice. Noah Wild chases it down and plays it behind the net. J.C. Moritz up the boards to Laporte. Laporte has that one poked away. This one goes right through the skates of Lucchese. Delaware just stays onside, and Marc-Antoine Brulette tries to center it. Hit the back of the cage. Cody Oakes gave it away now. He got it right back, though. Look at this. Find the bouncing puck. Justin Laporte says, okay. He goes back out to the point. Moritz steps into one, and he shot it high. Noah Wild steps up. Good play to knock down the bouncing puck as this one's chipped out to center. Moritz taken away by McLean. McLean fires. Look at Babin make that pad save. Gazaroid watches it poke free as we go back and forth in this contest once more. Grebenikov pushes it wide of the net, bounces back out towards the front. Babin pushed it back behind the net. Martin finds it, centering pass, got to McLean, the puck rolled on him. Out to the point, it's Compain. He waits, looks for a shooting lane, can't find one, tried to pass it through to Martin, but Wild picks it up and just dumps it behind. McLean finished a man behind the net, and it looks like we have an injury behind the cage. Is that Noah Wild down back there, Jake?
It is, and he's yet to get up, holding his head. and the Thunder bench is furious.
It was McLean who threw the hit. It looked like it was away from the play as we're getting a replay here. We'll try and catch it for you. Puck came from behind the net. As we're still a lip behind on the replay, we're waiting to see exactly what happened with McLean and Wild behind the cage, but Wild still down behind the net. As we see, here comes the play behind the net.
Oh,
it was late from McLean. It was late and high from McLean as Noah Wild throws his helmet to the side. He's on a knee now, and we'll take a quick media break, and we'll be back as we wish the best for Noah Wild. Back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel, DelawareThunder.com, YouTube.com. McLean's going to sit for a couple minutes. I believe it's going to be a charge, you said, right, Jake?
There was a signal, hand gesture for charge. The hit was a blindside late hit on Wild. Couldn't tell if it was shoulder to shoulder or shoulder to head there, but Noah Wild definitely did not expect it. It was a few ticks too late as Wild passed that puck away. Defensive play behind his net. Never saw McLean. They're going to say it was a charge, and it'll be a Thunder power play. One that was very impressive at the end of the first going into the second, and it'll be crucial here. The Thunder can pick up Noah Wild here. We saw him come off the ice, very emotional, made a case to his team to get back in it, and we'll see if they can do that right here.
Right, and knowing Noah Wild for some time now, obviously he's a team-first guy, lays his body out on the line for his team, and that's another example. He made the play up the wall and took the big hit to make the play, as faceoff will be to the left of Paulin in the Carolina defensive zone.
Perhaps most importantly, he was able to get up under his own power, which is always great to see. Skated off just fine with a good distance from the trainers.
Delaware on the power play for a couple minutes now. This one comes out to Devaney. Bouncing puck comes free, and here's another shorthanded chance. Baker got Cardinal with him. Cross-ice pass, they score. Tommy Cardinal, side of the net, and it's 3-1 Thunderbirds.
Well, that'll be the second shorthanded goal of the evening. It'll be the third shorthanded goal of the weekend that the Thunderbirds have scored. It's a tough decision there by Devaney at the offensive blue line. Stepped up, chipped it in to the chest of the Thunderbirds on rusher, and it was a 2-on-1 with a forward back in Morrissey, and that's a play that two skilled players can exploit there.
It's a great finish by Cardinal. It's a great pass by Baker as Steven gets Lucchese thrown out of the dot. And Brulette will come take the draw. Face off one back to Powell. This is all killing Thunder power play time, as this one sent all the way down. Cardinal ties up with his man. Baker finds the puck. There's Dawson Baker. Look how smart Baker is, all the way back to Powell. And Powell makes an even smarter play, paying it over to Pastuca. That's the poise of this Thunderbirds team as they tick, tick, tick time off the power play clock.
Well, it's no secret why they're operating at about 82% on the penalty kill. That'll only go up after tonight.
Right, as this one's poked free, and the Thunderbirds will send it the distance once more as Babin has to knock it down behind his own net. 1:03 to go to the power play. Basie works it out to center. Kyle Stevens picks up this puck, right wing side, got Brulette with him. Pass hit the defenseman Meyer, and here comes John Butita. Butita left wing side, another chance for the Thunderbirds shorthanded as Babin makes another save. This one on Schnapp, and it goes up and out of play.
Well, those Thunderbird defenders are so adept at shutting down offense in its tracks. You look at a guy like Jarrett Meyer and Yuri Pastuga, the way they step up on guys, not afraid to do that, even a man down. Jarrett Meyer, so much size to work around there. He blocked a pass there. Yuri Pastuga, we see him active in the neutral zone, and here we are, offensive zone for the Thunderbirds.
Face-off was to the left of Trevor Babin. 12:05 to go in period number 2. It's the middle frame. Thunder and the Thunderbirds. We call it the Battle of the Thunder here on You Buy It, We Sign It night. Ryan Marker right through the neutral zone. Nifty little chip into the corner. Meyer beats Cangelosi to the puck, and it's chipped out to the point. Shane Morrissey steps into one. Paulin says no. Rebound. Marker tries to jam it through the pads of Babin. Andrusenko had a chance at it. Couldn't get it towards the net. Joe Devaney over to Marker. Too much time for Marker, but his shot's blocked on the way through. Andrusenko finds it. He was looking for Morrissey. Couldn't get the pass there. Spun all the way around. Knocked down by Meyer and cleared the distance.
There's just so much of Meyer to shoot at when he's stepping in your shooting lane. Marker unfortunately tagged him there. But good work. I heard Shane Morrissey screaming, yeah, at the point there when he wanted that one. Led to the chance there for the Thunder.
Well, if Meyer laid across the blue line, he'd go from board to board.
I don't think you're wrong there.
Cangelosi fans, and here comes Martin. Another one just as the power play expires. Martin to the net. Drop pass was looking for Kazeroy. Came back to Martin. Out to the point over the stick of Campaign and all the way down to Paulin.
I think Martin lost that one in his indecision there on what to do. He had two options, a third if you include shooting it yourself.
Declan Conway right wing side. Drop pass, that's not a great play either, and Marker's out the other way. Marker left wing side to the attack. Got Laporte with him. Marker waits, fire save Paulin as he came all the way out to meet Marker at the top of the paint. Over to Stevens, and he had it roll on him. He had all the time in the world. Paulin's living in his goal creases. He was run into by Laporte, and now Laporte works it out to Marker. Marker looks for space. He waits, tries to center it, knocked down on the way through. Here's Campaign with it. He works it over to Kazeroy, and Kazeroy right wing side goes to work. Kyle Kazeroy to the attack, jumps it in deep. Moritz got the worst of that bump as Kazeroy ran right through him. 10-10 to go in the second period. 3-1 Thunderbirds lead as Laporte starts the rush. Marc-Antoine Brulette throws it into the protective netting with 10:01 to go. Next break, media timeout.
That touch pass from Marker into the slot, caught Stevens on his backhand. Did not sure how well he tracked that one. Needed to get his stick down, then once again transfer from the backhand to forehand in order to get good wood on that one. Perhaps just too much going on there, but if he managed to get control, he was looking at a lot of net as Paulin came out to challenge Marker. A guy, like you said, you have to respect when he has that much space.
Face-off will be in the neutral zone here. 10 minutes to go in period number 2. It's 3-1. Stevens and Ford in the dot. Couple righties on each side. Butita over to Cody Oakes off the skates of Brulette, and it comes back behind the net. Grebenikov has it here. Grebenikov dangerous right in front of his own net. Now right wing side, Grebenikov picks up the puck, played it into the skates of Ford. Ford to the slot, fires off the glove of Babin. Rebound to Bari, chipped it just high.
Can't happen, way too much time. Ford was able to walk in the defenders. That was Wild who's back, and Basie backing off of Ford.
Kyle Stevens with a great hand-eye play to knock it down. Stevens with Laporte. Brulette joins the rush. Tries to feather it out to the point right by Basie. And here comes Dabari. Chase Dabari. 2-on-2 to the attack. Now Butita's with him. Now he drops it over to Ford. Ford tried to send it down low to Butita, and he does. And now we got a penalty coming to the Thunder. After this media timeout, the Thunder will be short for a couple minutes. We'll be back on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel, DelawareThunder.com, as these two teams continue to battle on. Kyle Stevens is going to sit for a couple minutes. And Tristan McKay forces a turnover and clears at the distance.
Good awareness by McKay there to shut that one down.
This one sent all the way down. Right wing side. Here's Declan Conway. Declan Conway's had a solid weekend thus far. I know he wants to add to that, I'm sure. Gus Ford, right wing side. Holds up at the half wall, looks for space, goes behind the net to Conway. Conway back to Ford. Out to the point, Meyer. Meyer, Baker, Gus Ford. Look at the passing, look at the playmaking. Oh my, Gus Ford, what a move. Babin made a phenomenal save. Meyer took that right off his head, appears to be okay. As back in the neutral zone, the puck comes to Meyer.
What an individual effort there by Gus Ford. My goodness, all hands team.
Andrusenko and Bedard force a turnover from Meyer. As the puck comes behind the net, it's knocked down by Paulin. Paulin left it for Ford behind the Thunderbirds net. And out the other way is Conway. Conway right down Main Street, creates some space for himself. Now looks for a centering pass. Instead, he just rims it around the cage. Picked up at the point, Dawson Baker. Down low, Butita. John Butita out to the point. Quick pass to Baker. All the way across, give away to Cangelosi. Dan Cangelosi lost it, had it roll on him. He got it right back. Cangelosi as Baker joins the rush. Basie joins the rush, I should say. Delaware's got to be careful. They're shorthanded here. Cangelosi and Meyer still getting into it. Cangelosi right out in front, couldn't jam it home. Cangelosi knocks the net off. And now look at this. He gives Meyer a shot. Basie and Meyer going at it here. We'll see if they drop him. Meyer, obviously bigger of the two, rips Basie's helmet off. We'll see if anything comes of this. The linesman already there breaking it up.
Temperature rising here in Harrington.
Look at Cangelosi and Conway here. Cangelosi just laughing. Oh, he can get under your skin, can he?
That's his game there. Loves to dig in. Still in the face of Conway, chirping here. Dawson Baker joining that. Basie and Meyer separated. That was initiated by some contact between Cangelosi and Paulin. Paulin kind of pushed off of Cangelosi there, knocking the net off its moorings and creating the conflict that we have right now.
Right. And this is a physical and really, really chippy game here. And Meyer and Basie going at it is not much of a surprise.
No, those are two guys very physical, and there are definitely a ton of options on each team that are willing to mix it up. So any amalgamation of players out here will cook up something spicy.
And now the linesmen are chatting to the players. The officials are chatting together, and I guess they're talking about what's going to come of this, but I would say just play 5-on-5 after that. Not much happened.
Well, it's not an envious job to be in the officials' position right now, sorting all of that out. Looks like we're getting ready for a face-off here. See some shortage of personnel out here. Thunder already on the kill. We'll see what more comes of this.
Olekin not happy on the bench. I believe he's yelling at Dawson Baker.
Thunder have already killed off 3/4 of the Thunderbirds power play, a power play that went 0 for 2 yesterday.
Yeah, Steven's the only Thunder player in the box here, Jake. Gonna look down at the other end. Walk right by my buddy Dylan Clark here from the Thunderbirds. Doesn't look like there's anybody down there either. It's a little tougher view there as they sort this out. We'll take a short break and return in just a minute. Well, they figured it out a little quicker than we anticipated. We jumped the gun on that quick break, as I don't believe anything's going to come of this, as just Kyle Stevens' penalty is still up on the board, and the faceoff comes back to the neutral zone, and Brendan O'Reilly pops on. He's talking to Tommy Cardinal. We'll see if these two are going to go.
We discussed in that abridged break what we would do in this situation. We said either Meyer or Basie or no one. It seems like they've opted for no one here. We'll skate 5-on-4.
There's Schnapp winning the faceoff back, as now I've really gotten rolling with Schnapp here.
We got there. That's the important thing. It's about the destination for us right now.
And it is. And there's McLean left wing side. Works the Thunder ice. Drop passes. the Thunderbirds look to set it up. Quick shot off the blocker of Babin.
Guess who?
Yep.
You want to try it?
Not going to take any chances, but this one
We shouldn't test our luck here.
sent back out. Here's O'Reilly for the Thunder, shorthanded, right into the breadbasket of Paul, and he drops it. His stick goes flying into the corner. O'Reilly saying 1-1-1, get a forward on the ice. Nobody's ready on the Thunder bench as it's 5-on-5 hockey now. Grebennikov to the attack. He's got Schnapp going to the net. Can't find him. And this one's feathered up to Marker. Ryan Marker, right wing side to the attack. Marker's in, waits, wide open net on the wraparound, can't jam it home. And Cardinal ran the net off. My apologies, that's Grebennikov who ran the net off. Paulin's got his helmet off. No goal, and I think they're saying Cangelosi's going to the box. Yes, they are. Cangelosi's gone.
Wow. I mean, what an incredible feed from Morrissey. Absolutely insane, perfect saucer feed right to the tape of Ryan Marker. Paulin, ever the aggressive goaltender, came out to challenge Marker. Marker denied that easy route to the net, forced to go the long way around. Net came off by the time he was ready to pull the trigger. And we'll see here, Cangelosi pleading his case. Not sure how much it'll change here.
No, it's not going to change. It's going to be a Thunderbird power play. Paulin got the worst of it. Good to see he's back up and okay. And I believe Cangelosi's going to be the only one going to the box. And are they even sending him to the box? They were waving him off, but now they're saying he's not going anywhere, Jake.
I'm as confused as you are. Not too sure. It looked like he was on his way, but now he's getting into it with Jacob Schnapp. Those two. More drama here in Harrington.
Basie's on the wrong side of the ice talking to the official still. He's less than pleased. The referee was pointing to Cangelosi, pointing to the box, and Cangelosi snuck out like a preschooler, and he's still on the ice. So, and now Powell's off the bench on the ice talking to the official, and he's probably saying what we said up here. The referee was pointing Cangelosi to the box, and now they're bringing him over to the bench, and things are getting heated in Harrington.
Powell pleading his team's case, a veteran, a leader, has played a ton of games in this league. He and Basie now discussing it at center. We've seen these two meet under more heated conditions before, but now it seems like a gentlemanly debate going on right below us.
And honestly, this is something that you just need to figure out and move on from, because the players want to get going. The fans obviously want to get back going, and I think we will in just a second here, but it looked like things were ready to go, and then Powell popped off the bench pretty quickly.
Came out of nowhere.
Cangelosi stayed on the ice. Powell came on the ice.
And evidently, Powell did a pretty good job. We're still talking here. We were all around ready to go. Powell said, hold your horses. I got more to say.
Rutledge was over the bench talking to the officials. Now they're talking to Alex Basie right below us here in the broadcast booth, and we're getting this sorted out. And, Jake, I still don't think any penalties are going to come of this.
We'll see what happens. Referee skating back into position here. But you see the respect that Marvin Powell carries, a 29-year-old, played over 100 games in this league. He's actually the only pro hockey player ever to be born in the state of Mississippi, which is a fun fact about Marvin Powell there, who managed to get the officials' attention.
Yeah, it was a really phenomenal job there by Powell to skate out. And now they're talking to Coach Pence on the Thunder bench. He doesn't look happy as well. And nobody's been happy from the Carolina bench all the way over to the Thunder bench. And nothing too crazy will come of this, because we're going to play 5-on-5 hockey with a face-off right to the right of Paulin.
No, just a confused grin on the face of Charlie Pence. And there's Chris Paulin in your favorite position there, getting down low, very, very box out of play by Chris Paulin.
Well, it's impressive what he can do. He boxes out, he makes sure he sees it, and he's always square to the puck. He's not the biggest goaltender, but when you're square, you make yourself big in the net.
And you saw the way he challenged Marker there, very similar. If you come out, if you take away all the angles, if you're positionally sound, there's just not too much for a shooter to choose from.
Right, as this faceoff's won straight to the boards where Morrissey finds it. He centered one out, but nobody was home. Cardinal worked it up to McLean. McLean chips it forward. McLean behind the net where Tristan McKay finds it. McKay got the worst of the hit. Morrissey takes a high bump. Finding the puck in his skates now was Cardinal. Right to the net, McLean, and Babin made a phenomenal save, and we got a penalty coming up to the Thunderbirds.
Wow, what a save by Trevor Babin. It may not count on the stat sheet because the whistle was coming for the delayed penalty, but that still looked pretty good. Trevor Babin alone in front. Just him stopping that one. It'll be Tommy Cardinal to the box.
It's an elbowing call on Cardinal as the second period has really been at length with all these whistles.
Certainly getting the most of our time here. You got anywhere to be?
I got nowhere to be except here, and this is a huge chance for the Thunder, I should say, as an ozone draw and a power play will start things off for them. We'll see what they can do. They have to be careful because they have given up a couple shorthanded goals tonight. All the way around it comes to Morrissey. He flips it back towards the net. Off the boards it comes to Ryan Marker. Marker right wing side, dropped out to Devaney. Devaney back to Marker. Marker right wing side looking for help. Goes to Devaney, top of the point.
Once again, this 5-forward unit.
Devaney over to Marker. Marker top of the circle. Steps in, has his shot blocked by who else but Meyer. Jamming away at the side of the net was Cangelosi. Came through to Morrissey. Devaney top of the point. Bombs away off Cangelosi and wide. Cangelosi broke another stick. He can't believe it. And this one comes all the way around and knocked down by Babin.
Tough break for the Thunder as they finally get a shot by the big Thunderbird defenders, and it's blocked by their own man.
Ryan Marker turns on the Jets. He goes right through the neutral zone. Drop pass came to Devaney.
Little malfunction at the junction there between Stevens and Marker.
Yeah, Stevens finds the puck. Uh-oh, Butita's free. Butita left wing side, works down Main Street. Butita to the net, save. Rebound saved by Babin. We'll see if we're getting a penalty shot here or just a power play after 52 seconds of 4-on-4. Yep, that's all we're going to get. And it doesn't come as a goal, Jake, but it does kill a power play.
Well, it's an effective way to kill a power play because now we're going to get some even-sided hockey here for 52 seconds before a Thunderbirds power play will take over. And the Thunder playing with fire a little bit. They've gone with that dominantly forward unit, 5 forwards out there, and they have paid the price for that spurning of defense there. It was Kyle Stevens' second penalty of the game there, kind of hog-tied Butita from the ground there. It's a good call, and like we said, a good way to kill a penalty.
And anytime you're chasing from behind, Jake, it's going to be dangerous, as that could have been another penalty on Delaware. Gus Ford can't believe it. Andrusenko's right down Main Street. Andrusenko gave it away to Dabari. Basie finds the puck and shot it right into Paulin.
Paulin again coming out saying, Basie, you're going to shoot it right into me, and that's what he did there. The boxy positioning of Chris Paulin. Great job again there.
Pastuca gets it to Ford, poked away by Bedard, and here come the Thunder 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Marker's got Andrusenko to his left. They trade places. Marker on the backhand, tries to chip it over the shoulder of Paulin to no avail. Marker back behind the net, Andrusenko. Andrusenko looks for space, walks to the circle, fires a shot, was blocked. Now it's Bedard left point. He goes behind the net with it. Marker back out in front. Andrusenko is tied up from behind by Dabari. And the power play starts for the Thunderbirds. Marvin Powell cross ice, Gus Ford. Ford looking for some help, got Cardinal with him and Campaign. Finds Campaign, he walks in, steps into one. Babin makes the save, sits free in the paint, and Butita fires it home. It's a power play goal for John Butita, and it's 4-1 Thunderbirds.
First power play goal for the Thunderbirds all weekend, and Butita was the guy who created this power play by getting brought down by Kyle Stevens on his shorthanded breakaway bid, and now he's the one who cashes in on that juicy rebound in front. Once again, the first to track it down. Trevor Babin shaking his head, can't beat himself up about that one. Another one hard to really handle for him. John Butita, that'll be his 12th goal of the season against the Thunder.
Well, you don't want to take anything away from John Butita, who's ever so dangerous, but it was just a bouncing puck, hitting everything in front, ends up right on his stick, and he does a great job finishing. Kazeroid up to Martin. Alekin took one off the head. I believe that was a stick. With 4 minutes to go in period one. Laporte plays it forward. Alekin tried to jam it into the O-zone. Not much he could do, but second effort, it's dumped back in by Laporte. Brulette and Oakes, a little bit of bad blood here as these two are going at it. McLean finds the puck, far side of the ice. He just feathers the pass through to Daniel Martin, who beautifully accepts the feed and got it over to McLean. McLean got guys going to the net, was looking for Kazeroid going to the net, couldn't get it there. Here comes Artem Alekin. Alekin right wing side. He cuts to the center. He was back checked hard from behind by McLean. And now Artem does the back checking. poking it away from Martin, but he finds it right at the blue line. Martin to Kazeroid, fake shot. Kazeroid's got plenty of time, and he shot it into McLean, then Babin covers. 3:22 to go in period one. Media timeout. We'll be back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. Jake, it seems like special teams has been the answer for the Thunderbirds and the problem for the Thunder tonight.
Well, 3 of the 4 goals that the Thunderbirds have scored have not come 5-on-5, and 50% of the goals they've scored with a man down and had a breakaway chance that led to their power play goal that we just saw John Butita score. So yes, exactly right. This has been a special teams battle of a night, and one the Thunder have been on the losing end of thus far.
Well, there's Noah Wild, which is great to see. He took a tough hit from McLean, and now Conway in his own zone picks it up. Declan Conway was with the Icebreakers for some time, a couple seasons ago. Baker ran into the ref. Cangelosi's alone in front. Marker tries to get it there. Paulin makes the save and just hops on top. Paulin plays a little funky style, but he sure gets the job done.
Well, he's aggressive as can be, coming out and challenging, getting as close to Cangelosi, who is hanging around his crease. Paulin's not a guy who's very welcoming to visitors in that blue paint area. We see he gets right up in their grills just as they get up in his, and it's been effective tonight so far for him.
Remember, after the game, you buy it, we sign it. If you like to listen while you're at the Thunderdome, just a reminder to you. Ryan Marker gets it through to Cangelosi, bouncing puck. Good play by Noah Wild to step up right at the blue line. Now the Thunder have to get back, though. Conway would have been in home free. One-on-one with Babin. Conway forces Noah Wild to chip it only as far as the blue line. This one bounces through to Declan Conway. Him and Basie tie up against the wall here. As it comes to Morrissey, who lost it, but he kicked it back up the wall. Schnapp out to the point for a shot that hit his own teammate on the way through, and now it's Declan Conway with it. Conway behind to Baker. Baker, Schnapp, what a move, and he fires one off the pads of Babin.
What a fake by Schnapp there. Sent the defender going the wrong way, keeping everybody guessing there, including us.
Baker in his own zone now as Carolina has really dictated the pace of this contest. Right as I say that, Marker forces a turnover, feathers one through to Morrissey, who absolutely drills it home.
Well, the Thunderbirds defense is penetrable, we've learned there. Marker all over Dawson Baker there, forces the turnover. One-timer for Shane Morrissey, your man, Shane Morrissey from the pregame. The Thunder bench had a few words for Dawson Baker, the guy who gave that puck away. I'm sure they didn't let him get away with that one easy, but it is now a 4-2 game and a good way to go into the third period, with 1:57 left to go. Some momentum in the Thunderdome.
It's an absolute hammer of a shot as Morrissey and Marker, little M&M combo there.
There you go. Coin that right now.
Bedard out of his own zone, chipped right in. Delaware's got a minute 47 to do some more damage, as I'm sure they'll have the momentum here. But uh-oh, here come the Thunderbirds. Gus Ford looking Butita. Got it over, and he tried to jam it home. Babin knocked the net off, popped it right back on. Powell through traffic, tip, save right on the doorstep. Powell, near side, got it down low to Butita. Butita works out of the corner, gives it back to Powell. Powell off the point, centers it to Ford, nobody home. Laporte gave it away in front, and Babin covers for a whistle.
Well, what did we see right there? Thunderbirds get scored on. Mikey, tell me, what line did they go right back to?
They went to the top line. That is ever so dangerous, and Gus Ford not happy there, and Powell as well. He's saying there's some hooks and slashes and whatnot's going on.
Well, Ford went right around Brendan O'Reilly, and that was the gesture that got some complaining from the Thunderbirds bench there. But yep, that first line is the line they go right back to, and now we're in the Thunder zone with 1:18 to go.
Campaign through traffic. He shot it wide. Tristan McKay picks it up. He goes up the far wall. Kyle Stevens. Stevens got it up to Devaney. Not sure if he got a piece. They'll say yes, he did, and that will negate any icing. Marvin Powell just rims it lightly around as Campaign picks it up with a minute to go in period number 2. Campaign through the neutral zone. His pass hit the stick of Andrusenko. Babin will keep play moving. Stevens is way behind the defense. McKay didn't see him till too late, and Devaney spins back into his own zone. Over to J.C. Moritz. Moritz up the near wall, looking for somebody in a black jersey, but Grebenikov cuts it off before it could get there and just sends it back in. McKay, Moritz behind the Thunder net. Chip it up the near wall. Stevens knocks it down, tried to give it to Andrusenko. He overskated. And Daniel Martin splung it to McLean. McLean's got Kazaroyd going to the net, but Bass decides to shoot, and Babbitt makes the glove save.
Thunderbirds defenders making it awfully hard for the Thunder to create anything coming out from their zone and the neutral zone there. We saw that giveaway by Stevens, looking for a cutting Andrusenko. Those two just not on the same page right there. Leads to a shot from McLean that Babin saw, got all of, nothing too troubling. But those are the kind of plays that could lead to more disastrous results there.
Face off to the left of Trevor Babin. Basie tries to work it up the far boards to no avail. Cross ice pass. McLean tried to step into one. Puck wouldn't settle for him. Oh, he's wide open back door. They find him, but Bedard makes a great defensive play to make sure nothing happens.
Charlie Bedard, another guy you talked about as being a guy that has changed a bit of this Thunder blue line, able to get more balance along those pairs, get some puck movement, and look at him there. Was on the ice for a few goals against yesterday, but there, out to challenge that shot by McLean.
Face off to the right of Babin, and oh my, Martin had a grade A chance, and Babin said no, right at the top of the blue paint.
Well, ever since that Thunder goal, we've been in Thunder territory. So it's been that response by the Thunderbirds, and they scored 2 right after a Thunder goal yesterday as well.
Pastuca from the point. Works it down low, McLean. He fires just wide of the net. And you love this view because you can absolutely see what they're going for, these players.
Once again, too much time walking in there. That was McLean yet again. He was given that short side look there. Fortunately for the Thunder and Trevor Babin, he missed wide. But once again, all Thunderbirds after a Thunder goal.
Just 2 seconds left in the period. Don't think much can come of this faceoff. Paulin did stay in his net. I could be wrong as McLean tries to jam it through Babin. It ends up in the net, but they'll say it's a second too late.
All right, how about we nip the nothing can happen talk in the bud for now, because I think you just jinxed old Trevor Babin in the net there. They will say that one doesn't count, but it was a backhand try right off the draw, as clean as can be. They made the right call in this announcer's opinion, but awfully close.
4-2 after 2. We'll be Back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel, DelawareThunder.com. Thanks for joining us this evening. We've been having a great time. We hope you have as well. Mike Basile, Jake Basile live in the booth at the Center Ice Arena in Harrington. 3-1 Danbury over Binghamton as those two teams play on into period number 3. Watertown and Port Huron in a 4-1 hockey game. Watertown has really took this league by the horns this year, Jake, and has been dominant.
Well, they got McDonald, and anytime you have a guy that's putting over 100 points, well, I think you have a good chance to win on any given night. They are a dominant team, hard to find flaws in that lineup, and it looks like it'll be Watertown taking this league at number 1.
Looks like they'll finish the regular season at least at number 1. I'm sure a couple teams in the playoffs will have a few things to say, like Danbury and Columbus, for example, and hey, this Carolina team right here as well.
Yeah, they're in a playoff fight of their lives here. It's we'll see how they round out the end of the season here, but like you said, we have a good picture of what that top 3 might look like. Certainly Watertown, Danbury rounding out the season, looking like that 1 and 2. Danbury, another team that we've seen a lot of, like to go to those away games since it's right around the corner from Long Island where I'm from, and it's always fun to see that team play. Got a ton of talent on that team led by Captain Johnny Ruiz.
Obviously, a lot of good hockey in Danbury this year. Let's get you caught up. Brandon Lucchese got the scoring started in period 2. Tommy Cardinal with a shorthanded goal. Just about 4 minutes later, made it 3-1 Carolina. John Butita on the power play at the 15:49 mark, made it 4-1 Carolina. And Shane Morrissey with the latest goal with just a minute 57 to go in the period, cut the lead to 2, as it's a much different hockey game now.
Well, in 8 games against the Thunder that John Butita has played this season, he's got 12 goals, 8 assists now, and we're not done with game number 8, so we'll see how that finishes off. But John Butita has been a thorn in the Thunder sides, along with his wingman, Gus Ford, who's recorded a goal tonight. He was active on that power play, walking around a few guys like they weren't even there. So fantastic work by that top line. And we saw them right after the Thunder scored their second goal of the game to make the game 4-2, to recover the pressure of this game in favor of the Thunderbirds. And that seems like the go-to strategy, because if you look at the last night's game, the Thunder put up a goal in the first period. Thunderbirds came right back to score 2 right away to take the lead away from the Thunder. It's what they do. They don't rest on their laurels. They don't sink after they let up a goal. They get right back on the attack with their top gunners. Interesting strategy, but one that's been very effective.
It's been all over the Delaware Thunder, and they will have 20 minutes to figure it out and get a win and change the direction this game has gone in. We'll take a short break. When we return, more Thunder. Back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel, DelawareThunder.com, YouTube.com, as we watch the Stripes throw that net back on, as we are just seconds away from period number 3, as the Thunder are set to drop back out onto the ice, as are the Thunderbirds, as the Thunder are making their way out onto the ice right as we speak. There's Trevor Babin. Ryan Marker right behind him. 4-2 game. Delaware has made this a contest again at 4-1. It kind of felt like it was slipping away, Jake.
Well, the Thunder did exactly what they needed to do in the dying minutes of that game. They got a goal that puts this within striking distance. You never want to go into the third period looking at a 3-goal gap. For some reason, the 2 just seems so much more manageable than the 3. And another key piece is that the Thunderbirds, we talked about it, they put out their top line, and the Thunder survived. So now the Thunder had a chance to rinse and refresh. Now they come out fresh, and they were able to withstand that attack from the Thunderbirds' top line. And now here they go, fresh seat of ice for both teams and a clean slate for the Thunder to work with, trying to climb back into this one.
It's a tall task still with Chris Paulin manning the cage, but we have to talk about number 1, Trevor Babin. I'd say we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about how good he's been tonight.
Well, he has made a few marquee saves. Quite a few that you could mark as the save of the game. You'd have a tough time picking any given one. I still think of the point-blank try on Gus Ford, pad stop in the first period. How about the breakaway from Jacob Schnapp, the splitting pad save? There's tons of options you could pick from. And the man at the other end has not been too shabby either, Chris Paulin, attacking that puck all night.
Chris Paulin's been good as we get you right back onto our game feed. Basie didn't have his glove on yet. He got it figured out, though, and he's going to be the first man to the puck as McKay works it forward to Cangelosi. Cangelosi over to Morrissey all the way across. Bounced right to Marker, but it just rolled on him. Powell over to Cangelosi now as Bedard picks it up at the point. Bedard tried to get it through to Cangelosi. Bouncing puck, Cardinal. Wow, look at that play. Freed up Baker.
Nifty between the legs breakout pass from Tommy Cardinal.
There's Schnapp. Meyer wants it backdoor. He goes behind the net. Baker pops out from behind the net. Baker looks cross ice. Got Meyer. Meyer plenty of time. Oh, Babin wore that one up high. Trevor Babin made a great save. But the shot just stung him up high.
Stunned here. That was a laser beam. I don't think there's anybody on this ice who could probably produce a harder shot than the 6'9", 200-plus pound Jarrett Meyer. He didn't even step into that one, just whipped the laser right off the noggin of Trevor Babin. He's still shaking the cobwebs out right now.
He's a competitor, Babin, though. He's an absolute competitor. He wears that shot right up high and is going to be right back in this contest.
And hey, he might have been stunned, but he was still active. He was still watching the puck, tracking it. The whistle came. Luckily for him, able to regain his composure here, but he wasn't ready to just lie down and forget the play. He was right back on it.
That's exactly right, as he just fixes his mask, and we talked about it after one of the practices. I've said, I don't think I've seen anyone get it in the head as much as you have this year, and he said it's pretty crazy. And we really went on for a little bit because I've seen it happen in numerous games. You know, once in a while you take one off the head, but Babin, it seems like 1 or 2 a game.
You want to know the good news? Off that steel black helmet, you're not even going to see a puck mark.
Not at all. And Babin is no worse for the wear. He's tough and he's a competitor. Pastuca tight to Butita. Butita cross ice. Too much time for Campaign, and he shot it high. Butita has this one roll over his stick. Stevens springs Devaney. Devaney to the attack. Fires just wide of Paulin. This one comes all the way down behind the net. Hit the official on the way through, and Campaign works it through to Conway. Conway to Butita. Put it into space, and Basie skates into this.
Campaign's been awfully good tonight. You've said his name so many times, pinching down the wall, creating chances, helping sustain pressure. He's been an inch or 2 away from not just 1 but 2 goals tonight.
Alex Basie in his own end with the A for this Thunder team. Goes over to Andrusenko, right wing side. Andrusenko to Laporte. Laporte looking for some space. He uses the boards, chips it forward. Bedard tried to get moving. McLean has it now on the feed from Ford. McLean tried to go back to Ford. He ran Andrusenko into the boards. Up the far side it comes. Basie and McLean are tied up here. This is behind the play as Andrusenko and Laporte move forward. Laporte to the blue line. He just chips it in deep. And some of the Thunder players get a change. Martin tried to go to Kazaroy. Basie with a great defensive play to move it forward. Lucchese got it on the stick of Brulette. Brulette fires off the blocker of Paulin. Comes to the corner. Lucchese tried to chip it out to the point. McLean was a step ahead, and now it's a 3-on-2 for the Thunderbirds.
Great read by McLean.
Kazaroy on the backhand, chipped it just wide of Babin. McLean's going to find this puck at the half wall, chip it back behind the net. McKay finds it, pushes it up the near wall. Yuri Pastuca thought about stepping down. Laporte tried to feather it through to Brulette, came right back to him. Delaware on a delayed offside, I believe here. Yes, they are, and Lucchese will touch up.
Pastuca closed the door, shutting those legs as that breakaway pass was heading toward Marc-Antoine Brulette.
And we know he's got a dangerous shot. It looked like Pastuca broke his stick trying to pass the puck out of the zone. He clearly did not as he moved onward with it.
He'll tell you it was a really cool fake, I think.
Pastuca played it all the way down where Tristan McKay finds it. McKay works it forward. Ryan Marker. Too much room for Ryan Marker. Ryan Marker right in. Fakes a shot. Goes for the wraparound. This time he tried to jam it back door. We haven't seen that from Marker with a nifty little play.
Well, you know what? He knew that's what he tried last time. He picked it right up around Powell. He knew that Paulin was expecting the wraparound, tried to stun him there. Morrissey just a step behind on that loose puck, but Ryan Marker giving the Thunderbirds defense some fits here. Here they come.
Morrissey forces a turnover. He's got a dangerous shot. Paulin stops that dangerous shot. Now he tried to jam it right back to the net. Nothing doing. Marker got Cangelosi going to the net. Instead, he spins it out to the point. Now he goes down low. Morrissey walks the blue line, creates space, fires a shot. Paulin does exactly what we would expect and cover up and get a whistle.
Good work by the top line for the Thunder here. Cangelosi, Marker, and Morrissey spending their shift exactly where they need to be. If you're going to put pressure on this Thunderbirds team, do it from the top line starting down. Now we see the second line coming out with Andrusenko on the dot with Stevens and Devaney.
Well, this is something we touched on. Delaware can feel confident in their lines. They can roll any combination, and they're going to have a dangerous player out on the ice. That one blocked on the way through. J.C. Moritz with a great keep at the blue line. As the puck was on edge, he just was able to keep it in.
Great observation, Mikey. Guess who's coming for the third line as their center, Brandon Lucchese, their second leading scorer.
Exactly right. Here's Butita, right wing side. They go Dabari. Dabari drop pass forward, back to Dabari. Oh, tries to sneak one through Babin to no avail, and we get another whistle.
Clever play there, trying to change it up. Dabari getting some ice time, the newcomer with the top two guys for the Thunderbirds in Ford and Butita, able to generate a little something off the rush there. Babin able to melt it down before any danger came away with it. But now Dabari getting a full shift with these guys.
J.C. Moritz plays it behind the net, comes all the way around to Joe Devaney. Devaney up to Andrusenko. He's going to turn on the Jets and fly through the neutral zone. Andrusenko tries to open up a shooting lane. He does, and he scores! What a goal by Nikita Andrusenko, and it's 4-3!
Am I supposed to talk after that? Oh my, what a move. Nikita Andrusenko saw the goal by Ford in the first period, said, hold my beer, walks down the ice, makes a brilliant move, fake, holds, waits, rips it short side high over Paulin. A clean rip. And Nikita Andrusenko, the man of the weekend last weekend, with 2 game-winning goals, puts the Thunder within 1 in the third period here tonight.
And that is an absolute bullet by Nikita Andrusenko. Holy smokes. It's for the highlight reel for sure.
Hard to find the words to talk after that one.
Well, you had the toughest job in the building other than Chris Paul in trying to stop that bullet.
That's right. What a move.
Daniel Martin up to McLean. McLean's pass to nobody in particular, and it's a 3-on-2 for Delaware. Meyer spilled out. Brulette's going to turn the speed on. Now slow things up, changing the pace here. Brulette's finished into the boards, and it comes around to Lucchese. Lucchese in the corner with it. He looks for some space for himself, finds a bit. Now he's got even more. Lucchese fires just wide. Oh, finished in front of the net. A few players end up on the ice. Pastuca and Laporte, the Thunder bench, you can hear hoping for a call they won't get.
What strength by Brandon Lucchese to drive there. Oh, Basie thought that was offside. It was. Linesman didn't call it. Here we go.
Powell tips it back down. Basie wasn't happy. We wanted the media timeout. We have a couple bench slams over on the Thunder side, and we will get a media timeout with this icing.
Basie was excited to get his break. Now he gets it.
14:43 to go. Period number 3. We'll be back in a jiff. Back here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. We've had a great hockey game tonight, haven't we?
Well, we were just treated to Nikita Andrusenko's 5th goal of the season. He's picked up a few. That's 3 between the last 2 weekends. Love the way he's played. He is so confident right now with the puck on his stick. Looking like Ryan Marker out there, willing to carry it from end to end all throughout the offensive zone, taking the tour of Harrington, as my broadcast partner Mike would like to say. And he did just that there, and he finished it off with a nice, silky rip right under the bar.
Well, he was waiting and waiting, and as Chris Paulin was trying to get his helmet fixed, he's all good to go now. But yeah, Nikita Andrusenko, wait, create the space and absolutely fire it over the blocker of Paulin to make it a 1-goal game. And Delaware just in that don't give up attitude, as here comes trouble. Schnapp to the attack. He lost it though, as he had a man cutting to the net. And Delaware escapes that unscathed.
Charlie Bedard able to melt away pressure really effectively just by using his hips, his head. He's able to fake, able to stop forecheckers and buy some time for himself. We saw it right there.
As we hope you're enjoying this game as much as we are. 4-3 on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel. One more game tomorrow night, family night. An adult ticket is purchased. The children get in free. It's a once-in-a-year promotion. As here comes Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp to the attack. Fires! Glove save Babin through the legs of Wild. That's impressive.
Well, you stole the words out of my mouth. Through the legs of Wild. Great job. That's how you set a screen using a defender. You try to open them up with the move there. He did just that. Babin able to track it, flashing the leather. Great work by him. We haven't had a ton of action down by his end in these the first 6 minutes of this period, but now we'll have a face-off down there. And it's the top guys with Tommy Cardinal this time, getting a revolving door of wingers, and all of them will be effective.
Putita's looking back door. You saw his eyes go. And here's Devaney going the other way now. Joe Devaney, Stevens, and Andrusenko with him. Devaney looking to create. Devaney behind the net, stops on a dime. Oakes holds him up against the board. Stevens finds the puck. Looking out to the point, got McKay. McKay through traffic, blocked on the way through. Bouncing puck, ends up on the stick of Cardinal. Giveaway to Kyle Stevens. Stevens through traffic, shot was blocked on the way through. Nothing getting to the net in front of Paul in here.
Stevens needed to get his feet moving before that puck came there. Start moving towards the puck, keep the defenders guessing.
Nikita Andrusenko left wing side. Looks for space, goes down low to Devaney. He picks it up behind the net. Joe Devaney tries to jam it home. He's pinned up against the boards and then ends up on the cage, and we get a whistle.
Joe Devaney willing to take a beating to try to create a chance there. Yuri Pastuka and Jarrett Meyer. Those are 2 big boys to be greeted with behind the net. That time it was Pastuka jamming Devaney, into the back of the net. Caught between a rock and a hard place for Devaney in the form of Pastuka and the goal.
Face-off will be to the left of Paulin. Kazaroyd and Lucchese in the dot. Lucchese's been very good in the dot for Delaware. Laporte has that one pulled away from him. He was trying to make something happen as Pastuka just plays it into space. That one goes over the head of everybody. Kazaroyd wins the race. Moritz finishes him into the boards. Daniel Martin in front was looking for McLean. Nothing doing.
Excellent work by Lucchese.
Left wing side now, Laporte to the attack. Laporte off the stick of Paulin and out of play.
What a great job by Lucchese. Basie was the chaser there, came to the wall to D up his man. That pass came right into the slot, and Lucchese, the center of this line, with great awareness there to back that one away, take care of it, and now here we are in the O-zone for the Thunder.
Face-off will be to the right of Paulin. One back to McKay. McKay's shot blocked on the way through, and Carolina's buying into the system. Just up 1 goal now in the third. That anything going towards the net, they're going to block.
Look at the way 3 guys just collapsed on that pass in front there. That was McLean, Baker, and Powell all collapsing on Brouillette there, defending the house.
And here comes McLean, tried to poke it by Bedard to no avail. Bedard works it out through center. Bouncing puck. Ends up on the stick of Dawson Baker. Baker to Martin. Martin to the attack. Great move by Martin. Got it to McLean, but he couldn't jam it home.
Fantastic layers to the D there. Tristan McKay able to help out his partner Charlie Bedard as that move was put on there. Tristan McKay took care of not only the initial stick lift, but the block as well.
Saucer pass, Laporte just pushes it forward. All the way down it comes, and Marvin Powell will start out of his own zone. Marvin Powell gets it to Baker, and Baker goes up the far side. Baker creates space, got it over to Schnapp, who fires it off the blocker of Babbitt. Dan Cangelosi out left wing side. Cangelosi works it forward, got it over to Ryan Marker. Marker behind the net. Cangelosi takes a bump from Grebenikov, and the puck rolls by both of them. Out to the point, J.C. Moritz has his shot blocked. Ends up behind the net where Dan Cangelosi centers it, was looking for Morrissey, out to Basie at the point. Basie tip in front by Marker, just wide of the cage. Oh my, Shane Morrissey now. Looking out in the front, fires it, never got through. Marker finds it, it's all Delaware right now. Out to the point it comes, J.C. Moritz knocks down a bouncing puck, rims it around as he kept it away from Conway, who now finds it on his stick.
It was another giveaway by Dawson Baker that led to all that pressure for the Thunder. He made a blind reverse pass at his own at the offensive blue line that Dan Cangelosi snuffed out, got the feet going the other direction.
Ford works it back. Basie worked it out. Ford give it right back to the Thunder defense, as now Andrusenko's moving forward with it. Andrusenko up to Stevens. He's poke checked right at the line. Long shift here for the Thunderbirds. Gus Ford with a great move to get by Stevens. Ford's into the O-zone. On the backhand, he scores. What a goal by Gus Ford, and it's 5-3.
Well, Gus Ford just went through just about everybody. Kyle Stevens made the initial step up in the neutral zone, quick backhand move, then right between Charlie Bedard and Tristan McKay there. Had a welcome mat at the crease of Trevor Babbitt, and he slid it 5-hole there. And that increases the Thunderbirds' lead to 2. And that is a tough one for the Thunder to swallow here, as they were mounting some tremendous pressure with that top line.
Yeah, and it was Ford who was out there and made the play to get it through, and just a tough one for Trevor Babin, as he really on the backhand there, not much he could do.
Well, Gus Ford came in with so much speed, and when you do that, the goaltender has to go with their knee-jerk reaction, and as he's sliding from left to right for him, that was when Gus Ford was able to slide it right in there. Shooter has all the advantage when they're able to get by those two defenders like that and come in with speed.
Nikita Andrusenko is going to push forward to the attack. He's going to give it away at the blue line, and this puck's going to get sent all the way down. It should be an icing on the Thunderbirds, and it will be. Media timeout. We'll take a short break. When we return, three third period goals for Gus Ford on the weekend. And right now, you talk about John Butita being the Thunder killer, but Gus Ford is taking that name away this weekend.
Well, I think he heard us call John Butita that, and he got a little bit jealous, and he's definitely taken over this game, put on a few highlight reel moves there. Saw Nikita Andrusenko and said, I have to do something myself here.
Stevens was looking, Basie backdoor, the net comes off as McLean and Basie run right into the net. 9:38 to go, we get another whistle.
Three people in a very tight space there, three big boys, Paul and McLean and Basie, all in the Carolina crease there. Thunder able to have another face-off in the D-zone here, O-zone, excuse me. They're going to bring out their third line of Brulette, Laporte, and Lucchese to do so. Like to see more out of Lucchese right now. I've had a few good plays in the D-zone, needs to get going here. Since the first period when he scored, haven't heard enough of him.
Face off to the right of Paulin. Deep in Thunderbird ice. Conway came out to challenge the shot, so all Delaware could do is wrap it around the cage. Laporte finds it, looks out to the front to Brulette. Brulette finds it out of the corner, works it to Laporte. Laporte all the way in front, hit a skate and comes all the way back. Bedard's in a foot race with Schnapp.
Uh-oh.
Babin gave it away, back out in front. Conway on the backhand, good play by Bedard. Cross-ice pass comes to Baker. Schnapp with that good effort like we talked about, forced that turnover from Babin. But now Delaware and Marc-Antoine Brulette are out right wing side, but he ran into the linesman.
Unfortunate there for Marc-Antoine Brulette. Had all the wheels going, and he ran right into the linesman.
He's going again here, and he has his shot blocked on the way through. Laporte with a bit of a bump there. Now Lucchese finds it in his skates.
Good work.
Lucchese tries to go out to the point. Declan Conway with a pest move to make sure he couldn't do anything with it. And Butita's going to skate into this one, but he's already behind the net. Butita spins back out into a dangerous area, waiting for some Thunderbird help. Finds it behind the net, but Brulette knocks it down before it could get there. Laporte and Cardinal tie up, and here comes Dan Cangelosi. Cangelosi right wing side, stops, waits, slows down, thought about the shot. Grebenikov took the puck away.
Grebenikov played that perfectly. Cangelosi trying to fake him out, head fake, stick face, whatever he's got in that arsenal. Richter Grebenikov just stood his ground.
Gus Ford with an absolute missile right over the head of Trevor Babin. Knocked down by Cardinal. Delaware wants a high stick, and they get it.
It was the referee that had to call that one there. Neither linesman tracked that one.
Yeah, the stick just came over the shoulders of Cardinal as he touched that one. And it bounced down to his feet.
Like we said, great play by Victor Grebenikov there. Hasn't always played defense, bounced around from forward and D all season long. Scored in the opening series between the Thunder and the Thunderbirds way back in October, if you remember that, down in Winston-Salem. And he's had a good role here tonight on D.
Ford pushes it forward to Butita. Moritz knocks it down. J.C. Moritz in his own zone with it, spins it forward. Tie up by Jarrett Meyer here. Meyer pushes it forward. Butita up to Ford. Uh-oh, Babin makes a big glove save, though, and we get a whistle.
What good work by Jarrett Meyer. Taking over the neutral zone there, able to stop two attempts to go forward by the Thunder. Got it to Butita, who slipped a pass right through to Gus Ford, unattested going into the zone, tried to rip it glove side, surprising Babin. Babin up to the task.
Face off to the left of Trevor Babin. It's Tristan McKay behind the net with it. McKay got it onto the stick of Devaney. He gave it away, got it right back, and pushed it forward to Kyle Stevens. Stevens, right wing side, worked over by McLean. He forces the turnover, and now it's Powell. Powell chips it up the near side. McKay in the neutral zone goes over to Bedard. Bedard, right wing side, puts it towards the net. Paulin just throws it to the corner. Picked up by Compain. We haven't said his name much in this third period, but Jake, as we touched on at the intermission, he's been real solid today.
He's been able to jump up, activate himself offensively, and look where he is right now. He's driving the rush for the Thunderbirds.
Compain to the net, shot blocked, got it over to Daniel Martin, though. It was a good play in the neutral zone. It was a kick pass by Kazaroy.
Good job by Devaney here on the back check. Look at him. Spin away from Daniel Martin. That's a forward doing that. Real impressive job by Devaney.
Look at this now by Devaney. Couple moves, taken down. Delaware looking for a call, not going to get one. This is a delayed offside by Delaware. Devaney's not happy as he has a look for the Thunderbirds on the bench.
Now a few words, too.
A lot being said from bench to bench here, as tonight's gotten chippy. Cody Oakes.
Pretty sure they're not wishing each other good luck in tomorrow's contest.
No, I don't think so. Oakes has the pass poked away by Babin, so Cody Oakes is going to have to go skate this one down. Goes behind the net where Basie's going to be the first to it. Basie played it back to J.C. Moritz. What did that hit that it came all the way back up?
I was about to ask you.
Centering pass from Schnapp is turned away, and Brulette's out the other way. Brulette has the pass poked away by Oakes before it could get to Laporte.
What a great step up. Cody Oakes making the most of his ice time tonight. He's really impressed me.
Declan Conway behind the net gets it to Victor Grebenikov. Grebenikov waits and pushes it forward. In the skates of Noah Wild. This is a delayed offside for the Thunderbirds, so Delaware's got some time to work out of their own zone. Wild to Lucchese, and Lucchese breaks out. Lucchese over the head of Paulin. First to it is Conway. Conway taken down by Lucchese. Schnapp moves it forward, and Bedard finds the puck on his stick. Couple turnovers each way here, Jake.
Yeah, and if you just take a look at the way the Thunderbirds are playing, they just had two guys pounce on Justin Laporte as he tried to get a rush here. Great stick by Marc-Antoine Brulette right there, but that's the cause of these turnovers. Both teams playing with a defensive mind here, and the Thunderbirds having an answer for everything the Thunder are throwing at them right now.
Next whistle will be our media timeout. Shane Morrissey with the puck now. A reminder, tomorrow is family day at the Thunderdome. Morrissey out of his own zone. He's got some time to break out. He uses Danny Cangelosi. Cangelosi, left wing side, now skirts down center. Off the glove of Butita, but because he was in his own zone, next touched by a Thunderbird is no problem. Alex Basie up to Ryan Marker. They need a goal, and they need it from their top goal scorer. Marker through traffic, shot was blocked. Look at that play by Pastuca. Ends up on the stick of McKay. He overskates. Not sure what they're blowing dead here. Oh, they're saying it's a hand pass because McKay never did touch it.
Looks like it there. Yuri Pastuca not buying it, though.
He is not. 4:30 to go in this contest. We'll 4:30 to go. It's a 5-3 hockey game. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in, as that was our final media time out of the contest. We do appreciate the support. We do appreciate you, whether you're a Thunderbirds or a Thunder fan. We do appreciate the support of the Federal Prospects Hockey League, and we thank you so much for tuning in tonight. As always, we hope you had as much fun as we did. Daniel Martin knocks down a bouncing puck. It's played deep into Thunder ice here as Alex Basie spins it through the neutral zone. Campaign picks it up here. He looks for some space, got it to Daniel Martin, and Martin just feathers it all the way across the ice. Kazeroid's going to skate into this. He's going to be the first one to it. Kyle Kazeroid, the Castleton, Vermont graduate, works it out to McLean. McLean goes behind the net to Kazeroid. Kazeroid on a bouncing puck. Got it through to Daniel Martin. Martin over to McLean. And that bouncing puck is settled by Basie, and they try to work it back out to center.
What a nice move by Daniel Martin to get away from Morrissey there.
Campaign frees up space for himself, fires it off the glove of Babin. That one's no problem at all for Trevor Babin. 3:35 to go. Jake, you keep an eye on Trevor Babin for us here. You never know when he's going to head to the bench.
Absolutely, time winding down here, and this is not just a one-goal gap the Thunder have to overcome. This is two.
It is a two-goal gap, and Victor Grebenikov has taken his sweet time to break out of the D zone. He has no problem giving over to Cody Oakes, and he'll take his time as now they just get to center.
Well, thus far, the Thunderbirds have put on an absolute clinic as far as shutting down a game goal goes when you have the lead. This has been a masterclass on defensive hockey here.
It absolutely has been, as now they ice the puck with 3:02 to go. Keep an eye on Babin. He might head to the bench here.
We will see. 3:02 to go. Would be early for an ordinary pull, but the Thunder are down by 2 here. They keep their second line on, Devaney Stevens, and of course the latest goal scorer for the Thunder, Nikita Andrusenko.
This one goes behind the net where Grebenikov finds it. He works it up to Schnapp, and Schnapp gains Thunder ice. Schnapp to the attack, works it down low, just wide of Trevor Babin. Here's Dawson Baker. Dawson Baker works it down low. Schnapp with a great play to lift the stick of Bedard and work it all the way around with 2:40 to go in this one.
Well, each time Jacob Schnapp cuts through the zone, jumps into a corner, he eats that clock, and he's perfectly content to grind this game down.
He has no problem at all with it. The Thunderbirds were saying that play was offside. The officials and the linesmen say no way. So we play on as Meyer has this one roll off his stick. Pastuca watches this one go to Conway, and out the other way is Schnapp. Schnapp, great move, had McKay for a second. He reached back and made sure nothing came of it. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Andrusenko ran into Meyer,
That can't be fun.
Tough battle there for Andrusenko. Now back the other way, it's Kyle Stevens. Stevens tries to center one, hits the side of the net, nothing doing for the Thunder.
Look at Stevens dig in right there to free up that puck. Good work by him. Not content to just give up on this one.
Keep a look out on Trevor Babin here, as you never know when he'll be headed to the net. Andrusenko looked like he was impeded with there. They'll say play on. This one bounces through.
Will die.
It will die before an icing. 1:30 to go in this one. Alex Basie's going to start out with it. Get it up to Ryan Marker, who chips it in deep. Marker knocks it down to Paulin. Paulin up the near wall. Basie just with the keep at the blue line.
That was
no
good.
offside. And Morrissey puts it right in the breadbasket of Paulin with 1:13 to go.
Powell was certain that was offside. He just hung on to the puck there. Thought no trouble was coming. Trouble did come in the form of Shane Morrissey, who picked his pocket there as Babin still in his net with 1:13 to go.
Delaware trying to get the official attention. They're going to take a timeout here, and they will. We'll talk with you through this timeout as these two teams have played two tight games. 5-3 in this one late. It's the Thunder and the Thunderbirds. And, Jake, we talked about it. It's tough against that top line. They make it so hard on you.
Well, it's interesting because the Thunder will score a goal, and a lot of the teams, after they let up a goal, they like to go defense first. They like to reestablish that kind of portion of the game. Well, not the Thunderbirds. They go back to their top gunners. We saw it in yesterday's game with the way the Thunder took the lead, had it snatched from them in a matter of seconds by that Thunderbirds top line. Same thing here tonight. Each time the Thunder crawls back into this one, they're greeted with Gus Ford, John Butina, and a revolving door of wingers that are able to do a great job.
You're absolutely right. 1:13 to go. Babin's going to be to the bench, I would assume. He's asking the coaching staff right now, where should I go? And Babin's going to come to the bench for sure. Well, Jake, we'll see what this unit can do. Marker, Andrusenko, Stevens, Cangelosi, Devaney, and Morrissey.
Not a single defender on the ice.
Morrissey with a good keep. Shot through traffic, just goes wide. Cangelosi jams it right back to the front. Paulin kicked the net off. The ref's going to push it back on himself, I believe, as Paulin keeps pushing the net even further and further off. Paulin screaming at the official, banging his stick now on the ice. His clock's just ticking away. And let's see what the ref does here. He's standing right next to the net. They're going to let this play on. Cangelosi can't work it free as he continues to try to. 45 seconds now, and Carolina has no problems with this as it's cleared the distance. Will be an icing, and we'll get a whistle with 35 seconds to go.
Well, that scrum ate a ton of time on this last-ditch effort by the Thunder there. I love the way Cangelosi was hustling and digging in there, but the players on the inside always have the advantage in those kind of scrums, able to use their skates to pin it against the wall, and that's exactly what they did there. Paulin trying to get the attention of the officials. I think they're saying this late in the game, if the net is off by an inch or two, we're not going to try to interrupt the progress of the Delaware Thunder as they try to mount back in a really close game.
Face off to the right of Paulin is won by Delaware, but Gus Ford finds it in his skates.
Trouble.
Here come the Thunderbirds to the empty net. Tommy Cardinal rung it off the iron. Oh my. Devaney tried to chip it back up. Gave it away, but got it right back behind the net. Just 20 seconds to go. Delaware's going to need a really quick one here. Shane Morrissey, right wing side, all the way across to Marker. He chips it forward. 10 seconds on the clock. Grebenikov holds the puck there. Out in front, they go to Andrusenko. They try to jam it home in front. Cangelosi. Devaney through traffic, hit Andrusenko. And that's going to be all she wrote for this one. A 5-3 final at the Thunderdome as Chris Paulin gets back-to-back wins on the weekend.
Well, that'll be the 14th loss of the Thunder season that's decided by 2 goals or less. It's been a season of tight games being dropped by the Thunder. They came into this third period down 4-2. They made it 4-3 within the first 5 minutes. Nikita Andrusenko with a beauty, but it was not enough. The Thunderbirds' defense-minded approach to the third period really dictated it. They were able to shut down any Thunder progress going through the neutral zone, and that was the story of this third period as the Thunderbirds climb out of it 5-3.
5-3 the final. For Jake Basile, I'm Mike Basile. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you tuning in. Hope you had as much fun as we did on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel and DelawareThunder.com.